Hello and welcome. This is Grant Hughes of Grant Hughes Investigates on YouTube. This channel evaluates all aspects of true crime. As you are aware, videos and live streams in this genre often discuss elements of crime that may be disturbing to some viewers. If necessary, take the precautions needed to avoid these feelings. Factual information related to cases is the key to fostering rational true crime discussions. Fortunately, you will find that here. Please hit the like button only once, share the video, and subscribe if you like my content. Thank you very much for watching.
Did you hear what I said?
Huh? It's a house!
There's mosquitoes the size of bald eagles in that dadgum swamp.
Well, there you are. Chloe and Gracie are around somewhere. I probably should change the name. Maybe I'll have to leave that up there. I don't know, man. I feel bad taking Blue's name off of that. I don't know. Maybe I'll just add Gracie. Yeah, what's going on? Yes, everybody, the nut job YouTubers out there are claiming that they just keep going on and on and on about the rumor that I knew about back in March of 29th is on my show, is when I mentioned the possibly being, that Richard Allen admitted or told a psychologist or something like that he saw a van drive by. Yeah. So here's the thing, everybody. Do we want it to be to a point where if I hear a rumor or I get inside information that you don't want me to say anything at all? Because that's what this is right here. I don't know Dr. Walla, never spoke to her. She's not where I got it from, nor the person who I got it from, nor did they get it from Dr. Walla. So, if you want to get to a point where we aren't ever going to share ever again, then let's just keep doing this same kind of crap over and over and over again. All right? I find out stuff just like everybody else finds out stuff. They get information, but when they say it, it's ooh, look at that. But of course, when we find it, it's interfering with the trial. It didn't interfere with the trial whatsoever at all. Had nothing to do with it. The rumor was the confession. He confessed 11 months before I knew about it. Doesn't that just answer the question? Like, who cares? It doesn't matter where it came from. Even if it had come from her, it doesn't make any difference, right? Because the confession was 11 months prior. These people are nuts, okay? Michelle After Dark is an embarrassment to the true crime community. I wouldn't even put her in the true crime community. She's always been one of those people who is always leaning to the crazy angle with their stupid, I don't even know what to say. It's absolutely embarrassing as hell. She's always been that way, and people watch because they think, ooh, she's so interesting. She's got so much, and it's always garbage. She drags on, like some of these cases, she goes on for days and days and days, and people in her chat actually, like, even when the case is over, she'll find an angle to try to pretend it's still relevant. Okay? Sometimes you need to have people out there that keep trying to give out the correct information to squash the rumor mill. I think I do that, like today I put out the video on Delphi showing the actual timing of the walking. It just helps solidify things. See, things like that I think are okay when you're just trying to do a factual, but when you just sit there and you keep trying to put out absolutely, I'm not sure what you call it, just sensationalistic garbage. That's all she does. And a lot of them, that's all they do, man. That's it. That's all they do. It's like there's a band of merry idiots out there that all they do when they cover cases is they ignore the factual information. They go with the more sensationalistic stuff because that's what sells. And isn't that unfortunate? Like right now, if one of them was doing a live stream, they'd probably have 350, 400 people watching because it's, ooh, look at this. And it's just garbage. I mean, I wish the true crime community had sort of a, like there was a board that literally could look through the stuff and then, like YouTube would remove that content. I think it's absolutely worthy of being removed. I believe in freedom of speech, but that's not what this stuff is, man. They're going after the family members of Libby, Kelsey. They still make videos on her. What do you call that? I mean, they should be sued just immediately. They're just an embarrassment. Thanks, Allie Cake. And yes, you too. And by the way, listen, you guys. When I do my shows, yes, I do ask for super chats and stuff like that because sometimes people just are forgetting and they're not supporting, but I try to raise money on this show to support my channel, and I also have ad revenue that comes in. And then at the end of the month, I give away a lot of money. We've given away $220,000 since January of 2020. Isn't that worthy? Like they always say, oh, Gray, all he does is he tries again. But I gave away $220,000. All right. I think, and it's because of you guys that I'm able to do that. So why do people complain about that? Like why are they doing that? Every single day. I mean, the reason they do it is they try to shame me for how I am because they know all of the great stuff that we've done and they don't give a nickel to anything. All right? We've made a huge difference here, supporting many charities. We've done, like $20,000 plus to 3 of them. And then we've also have a $90,000+ DNA fund that we identified Jane and John Doe's. And then we've given 2 years in a row, $6,000 out in scholarships to students who are in the criminal justice arena. All right? So where is the bad here? Yeah, I mean, yes, I try to raise super chats on here. Again, hey, if you're out there and you want to support the channel, that'd be great. Thank you. It just gets really old, and I think what they're doing is they're making a scenario where people keep seeing these different comments they make, and then people come here and they go, yeah, I'm not going to give the grade now because these other guys said this and they said that, and it just has a completely negative effect. So then it relies on me just trying to make videos that people watch to try to get the ad revenue, and then we're in a precarious place when you're not in the algorithm, because then, like, if I make this video that I put out today, that might bring in maybe $80 or something total, right? Just because it didn't get watched. I tried to get somebody to share it for me, but apparently they didn't see the text message. Let's see. Hey, thanks, Your Gypsy, and thanks for joining up there. Or you gifted a membership, CR, to Mr. Scott, probably a person who hates my channel but was hate watching. Just kidding. We've got Your Gypsy and then Socrates. I've never been able to pronounce that. Socrates. Wait, Socratic Static. There we go. Socratic Static. There we go. I finally did it. Thank you for keeping and keep reason at the forefront of your investigations. We need more of you, sir. Cheers. Yeah, so what I do often is, like, there's a whole bunch of people out there in the true crime community and articles and so forth where information comes in. Some cases, I'm out there actually communicating with the people that are in, part of the case, and then sometimes you just hear what those people say in different places and you try to put it together and create a theories based on the information that comes in. And if you do it using logic and reason, and you kind of stick with the factual information that's put out there, you're usually pretty close to what's going on. So, anyways, I don't know what else to tell you guys. I absolutely rely on your guys' support on a nightly basis, and I don't know what else to say, except it makes it harder to say when you have these trolls out there that always keep saying over and over, oh, that gray guy, he's just trying to get super chats. And I am trying to get super chats in here to support my channel. And it also allows us to do all the great stuff that we've done over the last 5 years. And I want to keep doing it. You know, is that something bad or? Hey, thanks, Steffi, for gifting a membership to Putter Putter. Yeah, so what we're going to do is probably just have, maybe we could open up the phone lines, and I want to talk about, the Hana Kobayashi. What do you guys think's going on in that case? You can talk. I wouldn't mind if somebody wanted to call in and, wanted to talk about, like, oh my God, Gray, I heard that you said this and that about in the Delphi case. Yeah, go ahead and make your argument, man. Here's what I know. I know that I don't know Dr. Walla. I heard a rumor from somebody. That's it. That's it. That's the answer to the question. Hey, thanks. TJ said, your style grinds my gears, but your timeline video nails Richard Allen. Well, you shouldn't let my timeline, my style grind your gears. You should realize that I'm doing it the way it should be done. Yeah, she's Michelle After Midnight is awful. Yeah, she's terrible. She's an embarrassment to the true crime community. Like, if you were to talk behind the scenes, she's one of the ones that people just go, geez, what happened to her, Yeah, and if she keeps it up, it won't go well for her, I can tell you. Hey, look at there, Kathy Freidenmaker, thank you. Her country that she lives in doesn't stand for the shit she's putting out there. Yeah, well, now you have, so you'll go over, check it out. Ooh. Just realize it's a joke. What I liked was in the comment section, there was like 5 or 6 comments out of 300 that literally were like, what the hell are you talking about? And they were saying, they were spitting out the facts, and she's just a clueless wonder. It's unbelievable. I don't know how she's even made it. She thinks she's so just really onto something all the time, and never is. And when are her people going to realize that? Yeah, thanks. Carrie Pink, think before typing back. Every evening or early morning to you, Gray. Just watch your latest timeline. Really helps, as always. Yeah. Well, I think it's a good video because it's a full-length video where you're just doing the motions. I had thought of trying to figure out a way to put passing the 4 girls in there, but at the same time, it only really mattered when they were leaving at 1:26. They were there clearing the trails prior, so that's important, but I didn't do that. And thanks, Richard Watts. Yeah, you never have? Wow. She used to always cover the Summer Wells case. Just nut job in that one, too. That girl that was missing. Remember the lady that fell into the water with her dog in the UK? Oh, my God. She just couldn't have it when they found her. It had to be some conspiracy on that one, too. Over and over and over. Nicola Bully, I think is what it was. Jeez, in every case there's a conspiracy. It's never just... And people don't like this. They don't like that I go with the law enforcement side generally, right? Like, all of a sudden law enforcement creates a probable cause. The thing is, I look through those, and when I see it, and I go, okay, yeah, wow. But they always think that I take law enforcement's side. Well, it's not really... here's what's interesting, right? Like, there's cases, I don't take the side of the general public every single time. Because I look through the information, and I don't just... you guys see this, right? Like, for example, in the... I guess... Madeline Soto case, I don't think Jennifer Soto knew anything. I think she was a victim of Stephen Stearns. Now, there's people out there that just absolutely hate that opinion. But law enforcement. See, now people are coming forward saying, oh, look at law enforcement is saying that they don't. What do you mean? I told you that a long time ago. Law enforcement said that they could find no evidence that she was involved. And this is after I've been telling people, I don't see anything, you guys. I don't see anything at all. I don't see anything at all. Gray, she had to have known. Gray, 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 gray. I don't see anything, you guys. I don't see anything. And then law enforcement comes out and says, we don't believe she was aware, and we don't think she was involved. We don't believe she was involved. All right? That's what they said. So, does that mean, I'm closer to being right than they are, right? Because they're just guessing out of their brain. I mean, there's been so many cases that are exactly like that, where I'm on the side of what the evidence is showing, and it's not what everybody else wanted me to be saying, and I get punished for it, unfortunately. In the views and the likes and the, it's like, oh, Gray, do you hear that Gray guy? And the sucky part is I have an opinion, and when I say it, like I'll even say that when I'm on court TV, I'll say, yeah, I don't think Jennifer Soto knew anything. And then you get these other guys, and then in the comments sections, let the hate begin. It never ends. It's just over and over. And then you look at my numbers, and then I get people unsubscribing from my channel, unsubscribing. But you know what's crazy? When the dust all settles, we're right here 99% of the time. And people always go, that Gray guy, he doesn't know anything. Well, I would take my record against you any day, man. It's unbelievable. We nail it over on this channel. If you want to get the actual answer to a case, come over here. If you want to go get the fun, goofy, shitty version where it's all made up crap, go elsewhere. All right? They all do it. It sells. I don't give a shit. I'm going to do it the way I do it. And if you don't like it, then don't watch the channel. Thank you very much. Hey, thanks, Carrie Pink. Carrie Pink thinks before typing back. What did somebody type? Conspiracy theories sell on YouTube. That's what people want to see. If I don't see anything that points to a conspiracy, for example, in the Hannah Kobayashi, you might be able to say something like, wow, it's weird that dad took his life without even knowing the disposition of her daughter. Maybe somebody, met up with him and pushed him off the building. We don't know the answer to that, right? That's because they're not giving us any information. Yeah, thanks, Lily. Me and my wife keep talking about blue all the time. Somebody sent me this really amazing... let me see. I took a picture of it. I sent it. It was like perfect. Absolutely perfect for blue. It said... Actually, I think I have it on my Facebook. Hold on. And by the way, happy Thanksgiving to everybody for tomorrow. Yeah, it was somebody named Trisha. Here, look at this. Look at this. Let me get rid of that off the screen. Hold on. It says, paw prints left by you. You no longer greet me as I walk through the door. You're not there to make me smile, to make me laugh anymore. Life seems quiet without you. You are far more than a pet. You are a family member and a friend. A loving soul I'll never forget. It will take time to heal, for the silence to go away. I still listen for you and miss you every day. You were such a great companion, constant, loyal, and true. My heart will always wear the paw prints left by you. Yeah, it makes me sad just reading that. That's exactly true. Yeah. That's right. you come into the door and you're waiting for Blue to be like, hey, you know, or when you leave. That's one of the things, that's when I knew, like, it's getting close to time. Because he used to, when you left the house and you jingled my keys, he'd get really angry because I think he had separation anxiety from the original. He was 2 years old when we got him. And they didn't have any time for him. They were never at home, so they gave him up, which was kind of them. And we took him, and so whenever we'd leave, even when there was another dog there, he'd bark and bark and bark and bark and bark, you know, like, hey, hey, almost like he was like violently like, hey, get out, don't leave the house. And now when I'd go to leave the house and he'd be laying there, he just would lay still. And that's when you knew that there was something not quite right. I admire your brain. You're super intelligent and you do a lot of good, but you need to not bash up. No, I'm going to bash all day long. Yeah. You shouldn't respect theirs. That's what I'm trying to tell you, Moonshadow. So I don't respect their opinion, and you shouldn't either. When people are putting out bullshit, you need to call them out for it. So while I appreciate your first part, the fact that you respect those opinions is a joke. You should be ashamed of yourself. All right. And I say that all the time. People people should believe in this, that you're allowed to, that you believe in the right for somebody to have an opinion, but you're not required to respect their opinion. And that shit that those people say is absolutely unrespect worthy, and it's embarrassing that you would ever respect any of that garbage. It's sick. All right. Hey, thanks, Mary Maggio Kelly. Yeah, I think it's that, and I think that's where the problem is that people out there respect trash like that. And that's why it keeps coming. Oh, you know, I'd like to hear these other opinions on. You mean absolute sick bullshit about, oh, Kelsey, hey, how come there's a hair in Kelsey's hand, man, with DNA on it? I mean, why is there hair in Abby's hand of Kelsey's? Oh, my God. Holy crap, she must be involved. Well, you guys are sick. And the fact that any of you even come close to hitting the like button or hit the like button on a video like that, you're as trashy as they are. All right? And just know it. Know it in your mind that you're just as bad as they are. Hey, thanks, Connie E. I mean, what a joke. Are you kidding me? God. You are just as bad as they are, and you should be ashamed of yourself if you even come close to hitting a like button on any video that says that Kelsey was somehow involved in it, or any of the family members. Richard Allen is the killer, everybody. He was convicted. 12 jurors found him guilty. All right, given the information presented at trial. And that was the correct information being presented at trial. The Odinist stuff was smoke and mirror garbage that was put out there by the defense team to try to sway public opinion. Thanks, Michelle H. And by the way, I don't care if you ever watch my channel again, Moonshadow. You know, I appreciate you being here and everything like that, but, you know, if it offended you what I just said, that's on you. You should be ashamed of yourself, all right? Because the people I'm talking about deserve no respect at all. They are absolute embarrassments. But hey, you go ahead and watch whatever the hell you want, man. Get that crazy opinion, you know? Right, Lily. But Gray. Anyways, thanks, Connie E. And Michelle H. gifted a membership to GG Cats. All right, cool. Excellent. No, it's really weird, you know. I got to be honest. It's just, I've never seen true crime in the worst place than it is right now. You know, when there used to be a few of us doing live streams, and it was cool. You know, we would just put out the factual information, work, and then the little sleazeballs started showing up. You know, coming up with these wild theories that have no basis in fact at all. You know, theirs are based on a rumor. Yeah. So I don't know what else to tell you guys. I'm just kind of doing my own rift right now because this is how I feel. I do, Joshua. I don't know if there's a mod that knows what do you type in for Venmo? Do you just type in Venmo? Does that work? Does that work if you just type that in? Maybe. I don't know. Let's see. Oh, there it is. Look at that. Very cool. Very cool. But hey, if you're out there, you guys, you want to support an actual ethical channel, I could use your support. So if you have the ability to, I'd appreciate it. And come back here in 3 days and you'll see we've already given $1,500 out this month already. And, you know, hoping to do another 3,500 or so. Hopefully more if we pick it up a little bit. We've really declined in the last week or so, though. Right, I do true crime. I think the way I do true crime is the way it should be. And I wouldn't ever talk about any of these other idiots except for the fact that they are literally making a mockery of the entire genre, okay? It's embarrassing. And I'm almost like hide my head when I watch what they say sometimes. It's scary. Now you go, great, get over, you know, you're just... No, man, I'm telling you what I see. I know factually they're incorrect 99% of the time on stuff that they tell you, and they just try to sell you stuff. Because the key to every conspiracy theorist is to keep a case, because they only cover, a lot of these people only cover one case. I'm not sure what that even means, Moonshadow. I don't care if you don't need to. If you what I'm telling you, if you respect the trash that those other YouTubers are putting out, talking about the family, putting out bogus information that Richard Allen he got railroaded and stuff like that, then you're embarrassing too. Okay, now if you don't do that, then that's great. All right. Hey, welcome. Carrie Pink thinks before. Man, that's almost as long as Crystal, aka Beaver Gaming sub Crystal. Yeah, no, I was on the episode where Nancy Grace did that. This is what I hope. I hope after their sentencing that the Patty family immediately, I'm sure a lawyer would do it pro bono, immediately file suit against people like, well, I mean, I've already said all their names. I'm not going to say their names again. But they should be filed lawsuits against them for their harassment of the families, and man, I hope they just lose everything. These people are the scum of the earth. And, you know, a lot of you watch and go, ooh, that's interesting. You're just as bad as they are. You know, if that loses a sub, so be it. Don't give a shit. I want people that actually use common sense and logic and reason on this channel. And I want them watching and participating, and we are all working through things together. If you aren't those types, then, you know, you do whatever you want. Go somewhere else. I don't mind you watching, but don't participate, please, if you're a conspiracy nut job. They need to be taken off. It's so horrendous. I don't know why YouTube doesn't look at that and just go, what? What, they put a video out accusing the sister of a murder victim of killing them and having something to do with it when they've already arrested somebody and he's been charged? Wow. Sick. Disgusting. Think of it. Yeah. Carm 143. Yesterday was a bad day for me. I think I cried 4 times. I was just sitting here, you know, and just a minute ago I almost did again, just reading that thing. It's hard. It's hard because it's now setting in that I'm never going to see blue again, you know. You know, it's just last couple days have been worse than even that first day. Because it's now like you walk into the house and, you know, you'd see him laying over there. And he'd still get up and run over to eat something. But man, he definitely wasn't anywhere near what he used to be, and he wasn't happy. even that last day, like remember when I was doing the show the other night and we pull up the screen and he's over there and I was wondering if something, and I went in there and he just seemed really out of it. And we just said, let's just take him in because, you know, it was Sunday night, there wasn't a lot of people around and kind of just worked out better. I didn't want to wait around in a lobby somewhere, you know. By the way, when I have the, let me show you guys the March 29th thing when I mentioned the, I think it's on here, when I mentioned the tip or the rumor. But hey guys, let's try to build it up a little bit in here. We're really slow again tonight. I need to keep things moving along. So if you have the ability to help support the channel, I would appreciate it. That's what we do here. So, and again, if you're just getting here, yes, on this channel, I admit every single night I try to raise funds, and it gets frustrating on the nights where people just don't feel like supporting the channel. Yeah, I do. It's frustrating to me because I'm doing the same work, spending the same amount of time, and you guys get to sit there and watch the same amount of time, and I'm just trying to raise the funds on the channel because it supports my channel and it allows us to do all the great stuff that we do at the end of the month by, you know, I take a portion of the income. All right? So that's what we've been doing for years now. But unfortunately, the newer crop of people, I don't know what's going on, where you know, what happened with all the old freaks or whatever, but, you know, perhaps the trolls out there convinced some of them to not be here anymore. I do not know. But we try to make a big difference here. I was just talking to Dr. Colleen Fitzpatrick today, as a matter of fact, and we got some stuff that we're working on, more DNA projects. So if you're out there and you can help support the channel, I would really appreciate it. And hello to, let's see, Joshua, Linda, Michelle H., Cindy J., Linda Howell, Crack A Cold Case, Carm 143, Simple Life, Gracie, that's the name of our new dog, Gracie, spelled the same way and everything. EDM Summer, Toxic Tink, Stephanie, Carrie Pink thinks before typing back. And the worst part is whenever I do these things where I say, hey everybody, if you could support the channel, and there's 0 that comes in, that's just like, it feels so weird. It's like nobody heard me or something. All right, I'm gonna just skip over this right here. I'm not talking to any of those people. Yeah.
It is.
Here's the thing. Like Zozo and Plato and Cindy J helped out at the beginning. One of them was a psychologist. All right, here, let's see if this is it. And I mean, the crime scene, the crime, right? This is back in, yeah, so somebody, look at right here, you guys. Way over here, somebody saw somebody that looked like a guy named Elvis over here. Thanks, Toxic Tank and Alley Cake. Thanks for everything you do. Hold on. Oh, I just lost the connection here. I don't know what's going on with Chrome. It's weird. Or YouTube, really. Toxic Tink, and then we got Alley Cake. Thanks for everything you do. And thanks, Alley Cake. That's very kind. And then CR. And then we got EDM Summer says gray. This one's for blue. So yeah, it just sucks. Well, I actually feel bad for a lot of you guys. Because I mean, the freaks that have been watching my channel since 2017, the live streaming anyways, all got to know Blue. Like, he would show up, I'd hold him on the screen sometimes, we'd be talking, and he'd always be on that little camera, and you'd watch him wrestle with Chloe. I mean, first when we got Chloe, Chloe was not really, he didn't like Chloe for like 2 weeks, and then they started playing. You know, it's pretty amazing how they just started getting along. Started playing, and that's really when it got, you know, it's cool, you know, seeing them playing. So everybody would watch them. I mean, hell, what are they at the beginning of this one? What is that? 21040? Let's see. Oh man, they're gonna be there, aren't they? I just saw that. Hold on a second. Hey, thanks. There he is. Look at right there.
All right.
Man, I got a ton of stuff, like old stuff that I was looking through. There's blue right
like
there.
Tons and tons of just so many different things. It's crazy.
Map bed. So this is just like a lot of the stuff that I've had over. Yeah, so that was weird. There he was, just playing over there. Chloe's doing good, but you could see like she's kind of like wondering what's going on. You know, what's happening. Sucks. All right, let's. Hey, thanks, Samara S. Forever Blue, and then also Micah Berry. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. All right, here we go. You heard a story somebody told you. Well, they had a drawing that showed that there were other people there. You mean the shy? I've been doing that voice for a long time, by the way. Diane and her two friends that were on the bridge at 2:50 to 3:30-ish. Those people? Yeah, you're right. Yeah, they were there. They had their phones on. They had nothing to do with the murders, though. They were on the bridge. They actually have photographs that they took on the bridge had you watched the show earlier. Gosh, Gray, you're so arrogant the way you're talking. It's just... you need to be more... Man, I'm funny as hell, man. You guys ever laugh when you watch my stuff? Come on. Accepting of the... Look, I'm just telling... This is how I feel right now. I know what I'm talking about. All right, let's see. How about this? You know, so we do know that there... Here it is. I think I gotta text somebody. Yeah, so apparently I'm texting Dr. Waller right there, everybody. Look at that. Gray, hey, shh. Gray's texting somebody. My other Gray, up there. You see that guy up there? He's texting Dr. Waller. Is this okay? Is this okay for me to talk about? And she texts back, yeah, it's okay. Oh, cool. I did kind of waste some time there, though. Hey, thanks, Lisa Holland. The hug between Chloe. I know, isn't that amazing?
Let me make sure.
I forgot what number super chat. Okay. I think it's like $20 or more or something. Where? No, I don't remember which one that is actually. When they hug. That's a cool video, though. Chloe hugs Blue. And then Blue sort of interrupts it after like 5 seconds of staying still. It was weird. Let's see. Let me see. I gotta see this. Yeah. So just think about it like this. It was something totally unrelated. Like Richard Allen. But if you were watching Michelle After Dark, the absolute nut job of YouTube, she's like, yeah, great, yeah, rumor, yeah. She keeps talking the whole time. Like her brain is, like, I don't know what you call it, but is that he confessed to different witnesses. One of them was a psychologist, and I don't know. And you know, so yeah, and the thing is this is just a rumor. Okay, this is a rumor. Yeah, so I was wondering if I should even tell the rumor that I heard, right? But see, people like these conspiracy nutters are going to make it so that people don't ever want to say the rumors again, right? So maybe you might want to listen to people like me and the other people that are actually the credible people out there that when they get information, they put it out there, it's likely going to be true, right? Like remember in the Koberger case, I knew about the bushy eyebrows, that was one, so I guess it was one of the witnesses' friends told somebody, and they told me that one of the witnesses saw bushy eyebrows, okay? Right, I know, right, and the rumors that I put out there, a lot of them are going to be true, because I wouldn't even put them out there if I felt like they were strange, okay? But the problem is because these idiots think Richard Allen is still, that he's innocent and he just got railroaded, they're trying to find a way, somebody out there that they can create an issue with. And there's nothing regarding me that has anything to do with, I never talked to Dr. Walla, anything like that. It was just a rumor that another YouTuber told me, and they got information, and theirs wasn't even from Dr. Waller. How do we know it wasn't Mitch Westerman, for God's sakes. That guy was spitting out inside information one day, every single day. And then they say that, you know what they also said, this idiot? They said that Michelle After Dark, the dipshit, she said that that Dr. Waller recommended my channel. He recommended it, or she recommended it. Yeah, what do you mean? She didn't say that. She said she watched my channel. She watched Defense Diaries. Okay, so that's one of the attorneys that thinks Richard Allen is innocent. And then she watched other ones. So how do you know that didn't come from somebody like that? That maybe they're the ones that put it out there, and then it led back to somebody like me getting to know. Thanks, CR. Happy Thanksgiving, you bastard. Happy Thanksgiving, you bastard. Well, happy Thanksgiving to you, too. Yeah, might be a decent rumor, but it's a rumor nevertheless. Okay? So what if, Richard Allen at the crime scene, when he told one of his psychologists that maybe he saw something specific while he was at the crime scene and why he sped things along and ran. See, and I thought it was at the crime scene, not at, down the hill in that area. I thought it was at the crime scene. So part of it wasn't correct. For example, what if he saw maybe Kay Weber's son driving home in his van? There you go. And told the psychologist that exact thing, and it's shown that his van did show up exactly at that time. Wouldn't that be interesting? Yeah, see, there you go. But we thought it was 3 or 3:30, not the 2. What if he said, while he was at the crime scene, he saw the van and he got nervous and he killed him and he ran away? And it happens to be Kay Weber. See, I thought it was when he was at the crime scene after he had killed the girls, and then the van drove by while he was putting the sticks on, and then he took off. That's what I thought. Weber's son, perhaps. Wouldn't that be crazy? Yeah. What do you mean she was just doing her research? Nuts? What does that mean? If he actually had a specific fact that nobody else would really even know, that he was telling the psychologist? March 29th, you guys. March 29th. I think that'd be kind of interesting, wouldn't it? Yeah. All right. Anyways, what does it say over here? It says, Gray, you gotta stop being so spot on all the time when you lay out the evidence. It's way too logical. That was over there on that one. But anyways, there you go. See? What do you want me to tell you? I'm not going to say who. I've already said it on shows. I gave credit to the person during the trial. However, I don't know Dr. Walla. She's never talked to me. Don't know anybody that even knows her. And so you guys can keep doing what you're doing and pretending you're onto something, but it's never going to lead to anything. All right? And that's just going to be the truth. It's even kind of funny how it all fits together, to be honest with you. It's pretty funny. Yep. All right, so I don't know if you guys want to, I was just going to be honest with you, I don't know what we're discussing tonight now. I'm just here. I was talking about that information. If people want to call in and try to make their case against something that I knew, well, feel free to call in. Or if you want to call in about the Hannah Kobayashi case, we can go back over that again as well. There's all kinds of stuff. I mean, I really just think it kind of comes down to, in this case, I think she went there to meet somebody. I think when she was in LA, she was going to meet somebody. And then maybe she met Mr. Plain because of that person, and then she wanted to stay there for a few days. But when it's all said and done, you know what matters is right here on I think it's November 11th at 10:50 p.m. when she's seen with some other person getting like at the Pico and Hill Street area. And so it's from there forward that really kind of matters the most. And it sounds like the person that had the psychic or whatever, he doesn't have anything to do with it. They just kind of, somebody hacked his account and was able to have people put money into it and take it out. I'm not really sure how that works, though. That person interviewed with JLR, and I didn't have time to listen to it. The guy pauses for 5 minutes between each sentence, and I just didn't have the time. I think if I was editing that, I would edit out all the time in between and make it a little shorter so everybody can just hear the factual parts. I didn't have time to listen to it. I don't know what the reasoning was behind how that happened. Hey, thanks Linda Howell, as in Linda Molden Howe, of the Cattle Mutilations and Crop Circles. No, they haven't found her yet. There's a couple articles today. I guess let's take a look at the Daily Mail one. Happy Thanksgiving, Linda Howell. Twist and hunt for missing Hannah Kobayashi as cops try to track man and woman she paid via Venmo. Interesting. So who is the woman? After missing her LAX flight amid fears, she has been trafficked out of California. Police are hunting down a man and a woman who missing Hawaiian woman. I wonder if there's a connection between the man and the woman. Hannah Kobayashi sent money to via Venmo after she missed her flight to New York from LAX in a major twist in her disappearance. Hannah, 31-year-old aspiring photographer, disappeared from the streets of downtown Los Angeles after missing a connecting flight from her native Maui in Hawaii en route to New York City on November 8th. Her family, which faced yet another blow as Hannah's father, Ryan, took his own life, fears she has since been taken out of California. It remains unclear why she left LAX airport and ventured out of the city 15 miles away, but she sent a text to a friend saying maybe she's in Oregon. Wait, there's a rumor she's in Oregon. Oh my God, and then let's say she's found in Oregon. How did Gray know, man? I mean, the Redwood Forest is just south of the Oregon border. And Oregon's really liberally hippie kind of shit in some of the communities out there. So who knows, man? Who knows? Hey, thanks, Jill. Let's see. Her family revealed that on November 9th, the day after she was meant to arrive in New York, she made 2 payments using Venmo. One was at 6:25 p.m. to a person called Veronica Almendarez. You want to look that one up? Does that one exist right there? Or I'll put it in. I mean, that doesn't sound like the most common last name. Or I'll put it in Facebook. It's not really the great a common first name either. But hey, say no to lulls, everybody. Say no to lulls. We're on one of those lulls again. We're only at 50% still. Alright, Hannah Kobayashi. Alright, so this is so 6:25 to a person called Veronica Almendarez. I'm going to have to reload that. I don't know why that stupid thing got put on the screen. for an unknown amount with the description of the payment only showing a drawn bow and arrow emoji. What does that mean? The second was made less than an hour later to someone called Jonathan Taylor, also for undisclosed amounts, with the description saying reading. Well, that person, they've contacted that person. That person right there, they've contacted. So, I mean, he's a known person. He's saying it's somebody else. According to her sister, Cindy Kobayashi, Hannah sent these payments to people whose names have not been recognized by the family. The relationship with Hannah is not currently known, but the missing woman's family told the Sun that the LAPD is investigating the matter. And that's the father who took his life. Wow, Dennis Stewart showed up out of nowhere. Hadn't seen him in like a year. Let's see, we got Hannah Kobayashi. Hannah Kobayashi paid Jonathan Taylor. And then Veronica Almendarez. So that's what it says there. Why would that be on there? I don't get strange vibes from the dad. Hannah's aunt, Laurie Pigeon, told the Sun, "We have been made aware, and so have the LAPD. It's in their hands. We're still focused on downtown LA, even though it's been 15 days, we still have hope." Pigeon admitted she and the family fear she may have been taken out of California. We are also now encouraging people from across the nation to keep an eye in case she had been taken outside of California. We are looking at all possibilities: hotels, metros, bus, trains, stations, etc. The circumstances surrounding Hannah's disappearance are murky, made murkier still by her father taking his own life, who, after flying to search for his daughter. So it doesn't really make a lot of sense that somebody's going to take their life and you don't even have the disposition at all. Like, there's no disposition of what happened. So it's like, it might have just been the overall stress of having a missing child for that long, and maybe the guilt again for being estranged. You combine those, maybe it was just too much for him to handle, I guess. I got tricked pretty much into giving away all my funds for someone I thought I loved. One of Hannah's friends received strange texts from Kobayashi's phone indicating that she may be in trouble. "Hi, loves. I just got finished a very intense spiritual awakening. I'm charging my phone and heading back to the airport to get to New York City." So but she did do that, though. That's the thing. So I don't know if that's not her, because she actually did make it back to the airport. I might need some help getting there. It's a long story, so she might need some money. I think I still have my hotel room. And this was that chart we were looking at yesterday. He continued to New York and is cooperating with police after a mystery final text was sent from Hannah's phone talking about her having a spiritual awakening. So when people say a mystery text, I mean, I don't really call it that. It's just a text, It's not a mystery. The young traveler was captured by a security camera disembarking the plane just before 10 p.m. on November 8th. The aspiring photographer was seen wearing a black hoodie and colorful sweatpants as she walked through LAX while wearing a pair of headphones. But yeah, Dennis, you should show up more often. I haven't heard from you. Yeah, even about Blue, I guess. Let's see. What are your thoughts about her, Gray? Do you think she's alive? I don't know. It sounds stupid, but you almost hope she's trafficked at this point, because that would mean Like, well, here's the thing. The main thing you would hope for is that she just went off on a spiritual journey and she's doing just fine. But after that, you would hope that somebody was trafficked because they're still alive and there's a chance to go save them. I mean, isn't it unfortunate to... I mean, we've heard that before. Other people say the same thing. What's funny, Jesse Oro? What's LOL? What? I mean, man, just type a better sentence. That's just so god-awful. Hey, thanks, Frida657. Happy Thanksgiving to Gray and all the freaks. Be blessed. Yes, everybody, have a great Thanksgiving out there. And thanks, CR, for gifting a membership to ZC. Right, if she's been trafficked, she's alive. That's why if she's not on a spiritual journey and she isn't trafficked, then it wouldn't look good. I mean, it wouldn't be a positive outcome. She wasn't doing well in that video, remember? Oh, Jesus. Look at these dipshits that show up, man. God, just block that person immediately. They think they're so funny, like they're just so clever and goofy. Yeah, I don't really have a strong... It's weird. This is a weird one. It feels like there was somebody that she communicated with, especially that one text that always makes me wonder when they said, "Hey, were you catfish?" By somebody on the internet, and she says, "No, we met." So was that her really just correcting the sister, saying, "No, it wasn't the internet, we met"? Meaning she was catfish, but they met, or was it just, "No, I wasn't catfished, because we met"? I think it might be the first one. Where she says, "Hey, were you catfish?" And she says, "No, we met." Meaning, were you catfished by somebody on the internet? And she says, "No, we met." Like she's correcting the part about meeting, and it wasn't over the internet. Oh, thanks, Bama Girl. Appreciate it. Thanks to Miss Angels, and I don't know if that's a different name though, right? Bama Girl with an R at the beginning. I don't know if you want me to say your actual name. Oh, and thank you to Jan on Venmo. And also to Josh. Thank you on Venmo. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. Yeah, you want to hear something crazy, you guys? I had a show the other night where I had like a minute 12, the screen was black and there was no audio. And I had to share revenue on that video with somebody claiming that was their... Really? And then so I sent in a complaint to YouTube, and they finally returned and said, "I've heard back from our internal team and have carefully reviewed. We have determined the claim to be invalid. We have disabled melody matching on the asset, which will prevent any more matches and release all claims within 2 business days. Thank you for your patience. This is being worked on. Feel free to reach out should you have future..." Oh, let me ask. See, at least they do stuff behind the scenes, like they try to work on things. Oh, cool. All right. Well, thanks, Bama Girl 41. I like that name. Your real name too, though. Yeah, I don't know what you call it, but I think a person that she was going to meet wasn't. I don't know. I mean, geez, this whole thing could just be some one big. I don't know. Jeez, this is one of those cases. It's just too weird to have a good, firm theory because there's not enough information for people. We don't know anything. I mean, we have a couple names from people that she may have been tricked by. But was she tricked by, or was she? This is just somebody she knows, and she went off on a spiritual journey with that person. Hey, no problem. I want to try to find that spreadsheet that we had. I don't know where that link is, though. Well, I guess I had a screenshot of it. This one. Yeah, so I'll just go through it. Hannah at 2:38. This is on the 8th. She leaves Hawaii on American Airlines flight AA254 wearing a bright multicolored tie-dye romper. At 9:54, she lands in LAX. At 10:03, Hannah is seen on CCTV deboarding the plane. We have that picture. Then 11 p.m., Hannah's ex, Almond Miranda, boards American Airlines A28, departing for LAX to JFK. I think that completely rules him out of anything. And then, unknown, according to Hannah's family, she stayed overnight in LAX. Then, Saturday, November 9th, 12 p.m. Well, let me try to find. Do you have the original one, Zozo? I need to get that original. I know if I scroll up, I can probably find it. Let me see. He might change something. There it is. Oh, now it's gone. Ah, shit. I guess I can't see it. Now you have to have access to it. Well, at least I got the screenshot of it. This up to here. And then at 12 p.m., Hannah was seen by employees at the Groves Passion bookstore. I guess we can just show all this part again here. So she's over at the airport right here. So Hannah was seen by employees on the 9th at 12 p.m. So there's like a 12 hours of missing time, like she slept at the airport. So 12 p.m. at night to 12 p.m. or I guess it's 11 p.m. at night to 12 p.m. the next day. So that would be like 13 hours actually. So then she was seen by employees at the Grove. So she goes from the airport to the Grove over here. And she's seen at this bookstore right there. Right there, this little bookstore. Passion. See? She's in there. Then at 12:43, Hannah takes a photo from the bookstore and sends it to her aunt. So I guess she's still even at the bookstore at 12:43. We don't know where that picture is, but 6:25, Hannah's Venmos Veronica Almendarez with a bow and arrow emoji. Then at 7:19, Hannah Venmos Jonathan Taylor So, not even an hour later, Venmo's them, but we don't know what the amounts are. The name @Roland, so we already looked that up yesterday. According to Reddit, that's this guy named John. He said his account got hacked. He seems to have some, like he isn't able to like move around. He's in a wheelchair or something. So it kind of makes sense. But somebody named Bayol scammed him by hacking his Cash App and Venmo accounts and stole $1,000 from him. This has led Hannah's family to believe Hannah was Venmoing Bayol and not John. According to Hannah's family, she was spotted again at LAX that evening. So that was on the 9th. She's back at LAX. Then on the 10th, according to somebody on TikTok, Hannah attended a Christina Ricci signing event for Cat Full of Spiders tarot deck and guidebook. So that's on the 10th. So this is after she's Venmoed these other people. And then Hannah posts a photo at the Grove on Instagram with the caption, "Are they whiter yet?" But a day later, the post caption, what does that mean, "Are they whiter yet"? What does that mean? Anybody have any idea? But hey, guys, if you're out there and you can help support the channel, that'd be great. We've ran into one of those walls, the inevitable walls that we have on here. So if you have the ability to, that'd be great. We're still only right around like 55% of just a normal nightly goal. We didn't get to the goal last night. It'd be nice to get there so we don't have multiple days in a row. Let's see. So then we have 340 Hannah was seen on an Instagram video near the LeBron James event at the Nike store. We've shown that. Hannah posts a photo at the Grove on Instagram with the caption, "Are they whiter yet?" But a day later, the post caption was changed, and on 11/16 it was changed again. However, the two final changes may just be according to the device it's being viewed on. Are they whiter yet? Maybe that's like a famous quote or something. I don't know. According to Hannah's family, it is believed that she returned to LAX that evening. And on November 11th, 2:29 a.m., Hannah texts her aunt in New York at 2:29 a.m. And that was at Pacific Standard Time, 5:29 a.m. Eastern. So that was like really early in the morning. "Hi, loves. I just finished a very intense spiritual awakening. I'm charging my phone and heading back to the airport to get to New York. I might need some help getting there. It's a long story. I'll keep you posted. I think I still have my hotel room. Must see Tycho and you. I'm going to see what I can do. Love you. Sorry for a craziness." Probably sorry for the craziness, I bet. "Was definitely intercepted," whatever the hell that means. "Hotel room is still active. Feel free to come meet me, but I understand if you can't. I'll keep you posted. Hopefully I can get away there with my reservation issue." I can get away there, meaning like to get there. And then unknown, the Sun report that Hannah's aunt Laurie said she spoke to Hannah, and that's when we were like, "Hannah, what is going on? Are you okay? What's happening?" Then we spoke on the phone. She sounded paranoid. I said, "Are you with people?" She said, "Yes," but it was vague. See, that's sort of interesting, that part there. She said, "Yes, but it was vague." I said, "Do you feel safe?" She said, "I think so." I mean, that's sort of... She said she was going to she's going back to LAX to see if she could reschedule her flight and talk to American Airlines. And then she does do that. She also says Hannah is seen on footage retrieving her purple roller luggage from the downstairs baggage claim at LAX. So it's interesting. I guess when she came out the first time, she never got her luggage. Well, because she wasn't supposed to get it. It was supposed to continue on to New York. So, yeah, I guess earlier when we were thinking, or at least I was, that she got off the plane and went and got her luggage, that wouldn't really make any sense because it wouldn't be in the carousel there because she was flying to New York and it would have been transferred there. So she had to wait in LA for a couple days to get that luggage. But if she was really intending to fly back to New York, try to get a ticket, why would she have her luggage sent back to California? Wouldn't you think she would just get to New York and get to her luggage? Instead, she literally goes out of her way to get the... I mean, I don't know if it's an automatic thing where the airport sends the luggage back to the last known departure place. But I just don't understand that at all. It seems like a lot of... I mean, it's just odd, you know. And maybe she's out there, you guys. Maybe she left absolutely intentionally. And there's no nefariousness at all. And wouldn't it be sad as hell knowing that her dad actually took his own life because she was missing, but she's out there, you know, gallivanting around perhaps. However, it could easily be that there's some nefarious action going on too, because who are these people? You know, who is she Venmoing, etc. So I guess we'll have to see. There's a couple different angles. Well, if you guys don't want to support the channel, maybe you guys can do the get some memberships for other people, which helps the channel too, but it helps other people who can't afford memberships to, you know, get their foot in the door, and you know, then you can actually re-up for $1.99. Hey, look at that! There's M. Jordan Jarding. Just did that. Gifted a membership to Januti 18 for life. Yeah, so then at 5 o'clock, Hannah is actually seen. So right before that, though, she's seen on footage retrieving her purple roller luggage. Do you guys know that? Does it automatically sent back to the last place? So, I mean, why didn't they send it back to Hawaii, for example? Her luggage. Or was it Hannah that had it sent back to Los Angeles? Hey, thanks, Pebs W. How's it going? LV. Well, you know, I don't want, if you're struggling, I don't want, I say that all the time. If you can afford it, I would appreciate your support, but if you can't, I would rather have you keep it. But I appreciate that. Hope it, eat till you wobble. Gobble, gobble, eat till you wobble. You know what you remind, every time I hear the word gobble, what does it remind you guys of? I'll tell you mine right now. Planes, trains, and automobiles. That one lady at the counter, she's like, gobble, gobble. Yeah, oh my God, he got so pissed off. I want an effing car with an effing keys to have it. Oh, he went nuts, man. That's a great movie, by the way. Yeah, it's awesome. You're going the wrong way. Hey, thanks, Toxic Tank. Gifted another membership to Free Burn. There we go. Yeah, those aren't pills. I liked how they sort of liked each other, you know, like at the end. That was cool. It's that movie and Groundhog's Day. I like watching it over and over and over again. Ironically. Yeah, we're currently only at 58% of the nightly goal. Thanks, Unity for live. Unity for live. The dad killing himself doesn't sit right. Yeah, I mean, there's weird stuff like that. Yeah, I always say that, like the dad. I mean, why wouldn't you wait for the disposition? I mean, she could have showed up tomorrow. Did he find out somehow? Something happened? Verbally, like somebody told him and he went nuts? I don't think I hate the conspiracy theorists out there. I think they're piles of shit, just like I told you earlier. But, like Michelle After Dark, she's one of those people. But it'd be hard to think that somebody actually took their own life because they saw some stupid ass like her tell a story, Yeah. Yeah, he was great. John Candy. I think that might be his best movie, actually. Both of them. It was amazing. Top of the morning, officer. Who doesn't love, yeah, I mean, the car is completely melted. It's ridiculous. No, it's not the worst movie. That's hilarious. The Groundhog's Day is not the worst movie ever. That one's hilarious. You got all that crap where Ned Ryerson, he punches him right in the face because he's done the same thing over and over again. The guy that he steps in the water puddle. Yeah, okay, Zozo. All right. Okay. You're just trying to pull the Coco Cabana. I don't think there's anybody that would think that was the worst movie if they actually watched it. She's just doing the contrarian. You know how she does that? If I'll say, don't do this, oh, and then everybody, she'll type in that word. Yeah, do you have Groundhog's Day in Australia? I don't know. Oh, it must be Dr. Walla. Let me check my messages. Hold on. Hi, Dr. Walla. How's it going? Yeah, I really appreciate the communications helping me out. I don't agree with you. I don't believe you, Zozo. Let's see. When was the last good movie made? What are they doing? She's just doing her typical... if I say, well, I'm going to time you out. If you say this, she'll say that. Hey, good night, Pebs W. I didn't say it was the greatest movie of all time. I said it's hilarious. It's good. Got some good moments. I don't believe you. I bet she didn't agree with you though. It's 2-5 though. What's that? What does that even mean, Cindy? Nobody knows what that means. That's not one of those movies. It's not like it's not Coco Cabana worthy. Coco Cabana literally, technically, is the worst song ever written. Where that's not. It's not the worst movie ever made. And by the way, the whole concept of Groundhog's Day is stupid. Alright, let's see. Where are we at here? Yeah, so at 5 o'clock, Hannah's seen at LAX at 5 p.m. and speaks to American Airlines ticket agent. So she literally goes and speaks to the ticket agent after she picked up her luggage bag. So what, she wanted to get right back on another plane after getting her luggage again? And how did she know her luggage was there? Did the airport call her? Is she the one that initiated it, having it put back? Do you guys know how that works at all? Anybody? Her luggage. Yeah, I don't know how you could be a fan of Lowe, man. I mean, Mandy's a good song. But hey, guys, if we could get some more support for the channel, that'd be great. We're currently at a number that's one of the worst nights we've had in over a month. So I'd appreciate it if you guys could keep us rolling along. We've only got 3 more days left. Tomorrow, the next day, and then we have our famous donation night. Yeah, go Copacabana, man. I call it Coco Cabana. I don't really, because I don't give a shit what the name is. What do you mean? What type of building was the on? I don't know what the on means. Anyways, Hannah texts her roommate at 5:48. Her roommate? What does that mean? At 5:48, she said, I got hacked, stripped of my identity. I can't fly. Some weird shit, babe. I can't go to the police, though. You know, I got tricked pretty much into giving away all my funds for someone I thought I loved. What does that mean? See, that part might be kind of key if there's some other angle other than her doing it on her own. I've been on the streets. I just know I need to be in the redwoods. It's been really scary. I have a little money left. I want to just get a bus or whatever straight to the redwoods. Gonna look for work, but I haven't slept well for days. Please keep this to yourself for now and be discreet. See, that part's interesting. You know, why would you go out of your way to tell somebody that? So it's a roommate back in Hawaii, right? And she doesn't want that person to say anything. I'm at LAX. I might go to a homeless shelter. I literally can't go home, love. I have my ID and my passport. It's a really long story, hun. These are responses. I have stuff of value. I just need to rest and I'll think better. But it's very complicated. Matrix world shit, girl. This is way beyond me. I was not catfish. And it says, no, we met. That was in response to the, yeah, were you catfish? And she says, no, were you catfish? And then I guess, I never saw the one where she says, I was not catfish. I can't explain all of it. Just please be open with this, please. Deep hackers wiped my identity, stole my funds, and had me in a mind F since Friday. I'm just really scared, love, and the Redwoods is calling me, and I know I'm meant to be there. I'm being guided there, like you have before. I risked my freedom if this goes wrong for me. What does that part mean to anybody? I risked my freedom if this goes wrong for me, hun. Is she doing something illegal? Did she give money? Those Venmos were actually for something illegal, or if this goes like she's among people that she might be kidnapped or something. Yeah. That is what has confused me about this case. Here, it's just Bella. That is what has confused me about this case. It seems she was planning on staying in LA if her luggage was there on... Well, no, we just explained it. Her luggage apparently went to New York, because her flight was to New York, right? So the luggage would be transferred to the plane to New York. Let me ask you this, though. It's just Bella, so listen to this. So her luggage made it to New York, and then she picked it up again at LAX. Now, did they automatically send the luggage back to the last known location she got off the plane, or is that something that she would have had to ask for? That's what I want to know. Would she have to get a hold of the airlines and say, hey, can you get my luggage sent back here? That's what I'm looking for. Yeah, so because she didn't get it when she got there, she got off the plane and she didn't pick up her luggage until like 2 or 3 days later. 3 days later. No, Uncle Buck. Yeah, people like that one. I don't know. I just thought he was. It was. I liked how he had a range in Planes, Trains, and Automobiles of kind of serious and then funny. Man, how do we get the support up tonight, you guys? Do I need to dance a jig? Put my hand on my head, twirl around, do something? We're just... Man, where did all the old freaks go? You guys are always so supportive. Let's see. Everyone thinks she was getting flights, but I think she was requesting her luggage he brought back, and then everyone thinks she was getting flights. Right, well, we don't know, but she went over there. Now, she always has some kind of question about that. Don't worry about it, KK. I don't know. Right. So I guess nobody should do it then, Sandy. I don't know what else to tell you. It's just I'm trying to get support going. Okay, so there's the answer. Let's see. She would have to have called and asked for bags to be sent back. Yeah, that's crazy, right? So there you go. That's it. So that means she requested her luggage back. So if she truly intended to go to New York, wouldn't she have just left it there and gone to New York? Instead, you get the luggage sent back? That doesn't make any sense, man. You know, that doesn't make any sense at all. And she missed the flight. I don't know how you make up for that. PayPal doesn't take anything. They take like 1%. YouTube takes 30. Yeah. But we're currently not even close to even the low goal. You know, I thought maybe we'd hit there tonight, but man, it's... Jeez. And I know what it takes. That's why I push for this on a nightly basis, because at the end of the month... Yeah, so it sounds like she intentionally stayed in California, right? So Hannah is seen in LAX at 5 p.m., speaks to an American Airlines ticket agent upstairs. But what did she speak about? So she got her luggage and now she's like, hey, you know... And then what's the part about I risk my freedom? Hey, thanks, Ellie. Hey, I'm a new proud freak for Blue. Well, cool. Yeah, well, I hope you guys are proud of the stuff that we've done. I mean, $220,000 given away in a 5-year period. You know, I guess if we keep doing this for 15 years, it'll be $1 million. And where are the other YouTubers? Why aren't they doing the same thing? You know, the conspiracy theory nutjob people, they get supported like you wouldn't believe. Unbelievable. And they give nothing back. Not a nickel. Hannah's phone last location was noted at LAX near the international terminal. Hannah leaves LAX and boards the C Line Green Line Metro at Aviation LAX. So here she is. I mean, you got to admit that's weird, right? So what was the reason she went to the ticket counter? See, that part is interesting, right? That at 5 o'clock she goes to and speaks to the American Airlines ticketing agent. Why did she do that? Because it appears that she got her luggage back and now she has it. And then after that, she she does this whole weird text like, I risk my freedom if things go wrong. Then at 7 o'clock, she's located near the International's terminal. It's kind of where the cars drive by. Well, that's what I've been doing the whole night, Angela. Thanks, Toxic Tink and Angela Alex. Hey, we made it to 66%. Let's see. No, actually 60%. Pearl. Hannah leaves LAX and boards the Sea Line. She is seen with her suitcase riding with an unidentified African American male who had a bike on the metro with him. Then at 9:12, Pearl Lachanga, an 11-year-old, and her 11-year-old son board the Sea Line, and Hawthorne and Lennox. The AA man offers Pearl's son his seat. So the guy seems like he was sort of polite, right? I mean, they all ride to the Sea Line together, having verbal discussions for the next 4 stops, at which the witness reports Hannah was quiet, stated she was from Maui, and appeared tired. Hey, thanks, Michelle H. And Lisa Valenzuela. Lisa Valenzuela. And then at 9:22, Hannah and the man were seen getting off the Avalon Metro station at 9:22. But then there's another one on the online version of this where I think it was even later. It's 10:50. They're right here, spotted at Pico and Hill. So where are they going at that point? In 10:03, they leave Pico Station. Then they're right here at 10:50, 47 minutes later. Crazy, right? Yeah. She's like talking about... See, that's why sometimes it seems like she's having a mental break. She has her suitcase with her, and she's just not really sure what she's going to be doing. But one thing that's concerning is when she was seen at this later time here at 10:50, they said she didn't look like she was doing very well. So did this person give her something and she's just starting to get drugged, and then eventually he gets her to where she was going? Or was it something she took, and maybe that's why she's saying some of the stuff she's saying? Because the like we have this, like I said before, I have a friend, you know, and she started doing drugs, somebody on Facebook, and she started doing drugs, and then she started sending these long drawn out text messages, even called, and was just so paranoid and had all these, oh, I'm being hacked. I mean, it's almost identical. Like, I'm being hacked. I'm being, you know, somebody's, you know, they're doing this and doing that, and it just sounds so fantastical after a while. You know, Matrix stuff. But his story doesn't make sense. Why would the tarot reader send him money? Well, he said he got his account hacked, so the guy was able to retrieve anything that he got. So, like, I mean, and maybe he even switched the sign-on so that John couldn't get back onto his own account. But, you know, so an interesting thing would be to go to John's account and then see where the money was transferred to, like what bank, and maybe they could figure out who the individual was. Right, meth, exactly. But I don't know, you know, We don't have any information that she's doing that. She could have actually just had some sort of a break from reality. I'm not sure what you're talking about, Januti. The scammer was never in his account. What do you mean? Then how did he get a hold of his account then? That guy seemed, I couldn't even understand. I tried listening for 5 minutes and there was like 10-minute breaks between each word that he was saying, and I couldn't do it. It wasn't really that interesting, to be honest with you. Why are you calling him Jonathan, by the way? Jesus, my God. All right, so we're going to put, I'm going to do a paver for Blue at the Abby and Libby Memorial Ballpark. All right, what should we put in it? Maybe we'll do that later. A real plant, that's not how I understand it. You got to have a hell of a lot of money to be part of Scientology. I thought it was hilarious when you get to the final stage in Scientology, and then you get there, you start over again. It's like when you play Donkey Kong and you get to the very end, and it's like, oh my God, oh, get to the 100th level, and then you start over again. What a joke! Just an absolute idiocy. Yeah, maybe you can go take a picture of it out there. The spiritual advisor was sending him money at times through other people's accounts, obviously like Hannah did. But why? It's a way that the advisor was convincing him he was getting money. But how did the advisor get the money? I don't know what that means, what you just typed in. It's the way that the advisor was convincing him he was getting money? But then how did he get the money later? How did the advisor then get the money later? Oh, you guys. Here we go. Here we go. Here comes the conspiracies. Everybody wants to believe that the story doesn't make sense. I want to just know what the answers are. See, JLR doesn't ask the right questions. He doesn't get, like, hey, we need to have this answered. He just kind of lets people ramble on and nothing gets solved. And it's just classic. That's what he does, So, I mean, he does good stuff, goes out in the middle of nowhere, gets footage on ship, but man, it would be better if somebody with a better brain was doing it. Hey, thanks, Fig Bear. All right. He just does it to get the likes and views, get it out there as quick as possible. There's no, thinking through like, what's the thing that we really need to know here? So once he sent you the money, how did he end up getting the money? Maybe he got a cut of it. So it could be something like that, where he said, listen, I don't have Venmo, so can I use your Venmo? And they'll send money to you, your account. And then what I'll do is, what you do is you give me back this amount and you get to keep a certain amount. Doesn't that make sense right there? I think that makes sense. Okay, but the guy that does the videos also has that same first name, Laura. The advisor didn't actually get the money Jonathan received. John paid more than he got. That doesn't make any sense. Again, you're just shit. Yeah, Jonathan got the money, but then he must have had a deal with him saying, I mean, if you don't know what you're saying, don't type it in. Okay, type in a coherent sentence that we can understand. Right. So I would imagine that this person maybe got a hold of him somehow and said, "Hey, I don't have Venmo, but a lot of my clients want to send money through Venmo. So what if they send you the money, and then you get to keep a portion of it?" So then this Jonathan guy would give this other person like 80% of the money, and he got to keep 20%. All calls in the airlines are recorded. I'm sure law enforcement has submitted a subpoena for that call. Hey, thanks. It's just Bella. Well, I've already, I appreciate that, but we've already paid for the, like I've given, in the last 2 months, $1,835 to the Libyan Abbey ballpark. So we should be doing well. And we've given like, God, I don't know, at least 5,000 over the years. Probably way more than that, actually. So I've already got the paver covered. I'm just reading your messages wrong? Well, I'm just reading them the way they are. The advisor didn't actually get the money. Jonathan received. John paid more than he got. Don't know what that means. So I just don't know what that means. Who's John? The same Jonathan person? He paid more than he received. What? I don't get it. I don't get what you're typing. I can usually just read something and get it, but that doesn't make sense to me. Pretty sure it's expired. Alright, how about we'll open up the lines and people can call in and get the... if you can explain it to me, how about you call in and explain it? Januti 184 for life. There you go. All right. You can call in and explain it to me. Yes, dig is helping. Don't know what that means either. Yeah. Oh, dog. Now, Dog the Bounty Hunter is a joke, you guys. My God. Every case he shows up in, you guys go, yay! I mean, I don't dislike him as a person, but he's just, come on, you guys. He hasn't solved a case in, God, how many years now? He shows up to the Brian Laundry, nothing there. Shows up in, what was the one he was just at? He was just at a different one. Now he's at this one. It's just all the really popular ones. How come he never shows up to, like Texas EquiSearch does, to cases nobody's even talking about? Right, that's what I was thinking, Kelbell. So let me ask you guys this. If you're still out there, Januti 18 for life, isn't this make sense that the bad actor, AA, whatever, he convinced this John guy to let him let people send him Venmo payments, and he could keep a part of it. Doesn't that make sense? Yeah, so he let him to use the account, and then when the money was sent to JT, how did JT then give the scammer back some money? I think he just gave the scammer back a portion, like 90%, whatever it is. If it was $1,000, he got to keep 100. And that would keep John, to keep doing it. I don't know. That's just how I'm reading it. I don't know what that other part about John didn't get as much as he received, or you mean the other guy, the guy that gave John the money? That makes sense if you're saying that up there. If it said the advisor didn't actually get the money Jonathan received, the advisor paid more than he got. Now you're saying John paid more than he got, but I don't know. I would say paid less than he got. And you can call in and give your theories on the case if you want. There's a number on the screen. Have you guys seen it? It's right there. Pretty big numbers, pretty easy to see. Yeah, Jonathan was scammed, right? So maybe Hannah was scammed by sending the money to the person, to the Venmo. And that person, it is sort of like laundering, because now it goes to Jonathan. We don't know who the third party is. And then Jonathan then has to give the money back to the scammer, but maybe he gets a little bit off the top for the use of it. Just cash, though. I wonder, though, if when he got the Venmo, did he then Venmo the other guy, or did he have to literally go to his bank and hand the person money? Or, oh no, it was Cash App, right? So maybe the Cash App was the go-between. Well, this person, here's how it went. Hey, Jonathan, hey, listen, I saw that you have a Venmo account. Now listen, I only have Cash App. I have this client who only can do Venmo. What if they send you the Venmos? What if they send you the Venmos and you can keep part of it and you just give me back the money to my Cash App account? Something like that. Hello, who's this?
Skidooty, how you doing?
Oh, you called in. Okay, cool. Yeah. So what's going on?
I did. You've been pressing me to call. So this guy has a TIA, traumatic brain injury.
Uh-huh.
So he's saying that he's actually discussing with the man right now, or he's saying that he's been trying to get this guy's address because the guy keeps saying he wants his money back.
What do you mean his money back? What does that mean?
Yeah, because you know how this person's been sending Jonathan money as well.
What do you mean as well when you say as well? It's just Jonathan.
Because Jonathan's... I gotta get my YouTube off. Jonathan's been sending him money.
Why?
Because Jonathan started with this guy. Why am I on an echo? Let me see. Maybe I gotta go like this. Jonathan started working with this guy because he found him on whatever, Facebook or something.
Uh-huh.
He's paralyzed. He's been paralyzed for 7 years. This guy kind of reached out, said, I found you. I found your number.
Yeah.
I feel like I can help you. Jonathan's, has his brain injury. He wants money and he wants to walk again. So the spiritual advisor is saying, pay me to do these kind of spells for you and I'll help you do this. And in order for Jonathan to believe it's working, this guy was sending him little bits of money through what he called ancestors. Weird.
Wait, so
but true.
That is kind of creepy. I mean, but he was actually getting the money though from like Hannah sent it, not him.
Right, but Jonathan doesn't really know who Hannah is. He just knows ancestors of this spiritual person is sending him money. So he even said today on the thing, I'll send the money back to Hannah's family if they want it, right? Because he like feels bad. But now he's saying that the guy's been fighting, saying he wants his money back. So he said on this video, right? And I'm in the medical field, so I can kind of interpret kind of his thoughts because he's so paused through so many things because he's thinking. He wants to find him to get his address, and he's telling the guy, give me your address and I'm going to give you your money back in person, which obviously isn't true. The guy's paralyzed. He lives in a group home.
He just wants the address.
He said, I'm what was that?
So he's been communicating with this person just recently?
That is what he said. He didn't say since the 9th, but he's known him since July. This has been going on for months. And I think the thing is, I'm going to keep doing these prayers, keep doing these spells, send the money, you'll get money. But he's never actually getting as much as he gives.
But what was the
He said he's
benefit
gonna
of
have,
this
like, a grant.
this weird? I'm not sure what the name was. I forgot his name. It starts with a B.
Baoli,
Yeah, B.
something
Yeah,
like that.
so we'll just call him B. But what was the advantage? What was he getting out of it? When you would have
It was
Hannah
first-
send money to Jonathan, how was he expecting to get it back?
So that 25 was the spiritual advisor's like almost gift. It worked. You received $25 from one of my people. One of my clients have sent you that. But throughout all these months, he's been paying this guy in hopes that he would get money, in hopes that he would become able to walk again. Because he's so broke, his cell phone service is turned off. He lives in a group home, which I don't know. He had $1,000 somewhere because he said he's been giving him money. So it's like the guy's convincing him that it's
Right.
working
But
by
who's
feeding
sending
him little crumbs.
Yeah, but who's sending? I mean, the spiritual advisor guy, B, he's sending money to Jonathan, right?
And I believe he's using other people
To send it to
obviously
him.
by saying, I'll give you a reading. So he's paying Jonathan, kind of like laundering money. He's paying Jonathan. Say he pays Jonathan 25.
Yeah.
But in a week, he's like, Jonathan, I got to cast another spell. Send me 50. It's kind of like,
Oh,
that
I see.
kind of
Wow.
mind
Oh, yeah. That's
fuck.
even
Am I-
more diabolical.
am I allowed to say mind fuck? So it's
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
like that.
That's even more diabolical
that mind
sounding because
fuck.
he could be sitting there. He has all these other. He has this one sort of sucker who is down and out and willing to do stuff. So he actually sends money. He has these other people like Hannah and.
Well, I think Hannah's
Well, hold
a
on. Let me
sucker,
just get
too.
my thoughts out. So it's like Hannah
Sure.
and all these other random people are sending this guy money, and then this person like sends double back, like, oh wow, I'm benefiting. It is working. It's working.
Yeah,
So I'm
it's
going to send you
working, it's
more.
working.
Wow, that's creepy. So what if Hannah's part of that whole scam?
He was using Cash App in the beginning, and now the scammer has gone as far as wanting Bitcoin. So he's like really throwing him like through different fields to kind of
Yeah, that's creepy.
hit things. And I think he's doing that because the different people that he meets, they probably have different types of
Well, where's Jonathan getting his
accounts.
extra money though? Like so.
I know. He says he gets $280 a week, and he's in a group home.
So like
So-
he sends. I mean, but if he gets like 25, then I guess he sends 50 over to him, right? So he might maybe this spiritual advisor has many Jonathans.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. I think that other person that she sent to is another Jonathan.
Oh yeah, there you
That,
go. Interesting.
I think that's another one, too.
Wow, that's crazy.
And I think I think he convinced her, too. And that's why I feel like he took a hold of her. And I don't think he's, like, right there in L.A. I don't think it has anything. I don't think it's, like, directly connected in some way. I think she had some speaking with this spiritual person prior to this trip. And I think she just got wrapped up and maybe snapped because of how much money she has sent to this person.
Yeah.
That's kind of like where my head is going.
Well, I think it makes
and I
total
think there's
sense. I mean, now it's just, man, that's a massive, crazy.
But why are they not contacting Jonathan?
But Hannah, though, would also be kind of like she'd have to, if she's part of something, she'd benefit somehow. Like she,
I think she benefits because she thought she was going to get spiritual help too. She's kind of like a.
Well, don't you think it's
nomad
weird
type
too,
of
though?
thing.
That
She's doing.
Well, she made that one comment about, hey, if this doesn't work out, I might be like in jail. I'm not sure what the term was, but it was something like, I'll lose my freedom. Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah. I don't think it has anything to do with somebody saying I'm taking you. I think it's all some spiritual world that these people get into heads. They get hundreds of thousands from people sometimes, depending on how good they are. And
That's amazing.
so I don't know. I think that it's connected, but I think I think the issue started her problem. Like, that's kind of what I think. I think this person kind of triggered her to kind of go wacky. I don't think that the person she was with, I think, is kind of incidental. Like, maybe he's like, hey, you're cute, I'm going to help you out.
Well, let me ask you this.
Here.
How was, like I was asking earlier, so is he using Cash App to then give the money back to the scammer? Like, how is he getting the money back to him? Right.
He was sending him money, but he did not disclose. He was asked, what's the name? What's the Venmo tags that you've been sending to? And he did not disclose that. That was a very big opportunity that other YouTuber missed.
Yeah,
I don't even know his name.
Yeah, you should have absolutely. That's what I'm saying. He doesn't really care about stuff like that. Yeah, his mind was so floppy. Not Jonathan, this YouTuber. His mind was so kind of all over the place. Yeah. He wasn't set with his questions that he asked him a few times, but he wasn't like, hey, show me. I mean, he got the guy to text him a picture. The guy probably would have snapshot his Venmo. Yeah. He wants to talk to the cops, so that's why I don't understand why they're not getting. Well, the YouTuber's name.
His phone doesn't work.
The YouTuber has the same first name, though. That's why it was confusing earlier.
Oh.
Yeah, that's why.
I don't really know who he is. I think it's weird.
I thought you were referring to him by his first name, like you guys were buddies or something.
No, I have no idea who he
That's
is.
funny.
The first time I've ever watched a video on him, and I just thought it was weird that he displays his chat that he had on an iPhone.
All right,
like, he doesn't have the technology
to kind of like
put it up on.
To recap this whole thing, it'd be like there's these multiple. The scammer has, I guess. Well,
he gives a little bit of a crumb, but he gets people to send him more in hopes that they're going to get more.
But he has like suckers on both sides, I guess. I mean, I guess like Hannah would be. So how does she benefit? Like, she sends the money over, $25 or something.
She's hoping that. Well, she must have either been on the phone or been on some sort of communication where she got a reading for that. And so hey, send this and good things are going to happen to you.
So Hannah's another Jonathan, basically. Maybe.
Oh, that's what I think. I think 100% she's just looped into that. I don't think she met that person there. I don't think she's ever seen the person that she sent Venmo to.
But then who was the person she was walking around with? It kind of, I guess the B is a black person, and the person she was seen on, the trains was a black person. I don't know, obviously there's lots of black people out there, but it's like, could be the same person. I'm just trying to figure out, like, what would be the benefit?
If he's sending to Cash App, I know you can't have Venmo in other countries. Mm-hmm. I don't know about Cash App, but I know Venmo is strictly U.S. So, again, he wanted Bitcoin too. So, I don't think she's ever met this person. And I don't think that other man is kind of related. I think she's getting exhausted, and maybe that advisor kind of was telling her, things to do, and she's just kind of looking for help. Because what person, if they were kidnapping her, would let her have a chat for a couple of stops with another? It was very calm. They said she didn't look good. Well, she was tired by then.
So Hannah, though, I think the scammer has two types of he probably call them suckers. So you've got the Hannah types, and then I think you have the Jonathan type. Because Hannah is somebody that's just introducing money into his system, and it goes to a guy like Jonathan, who then doubles down on the money and sends it back to the original person. The scammer again. So the scammer. So it goes.
Yeah, well, we don't really know Hannah's story. We
have no idea. But like her story, but it could be that there's people like her that are just doing the readings. And then there's more Jonathan types who are getting their blessing, if you will, and then doubling down, hoping to get more blessings. So this scammer guy is getting the original money to come in from elsewhere, and then Jonathan's turns out to be sort of a broker who's then doubling it because he's thinking he's going to get some extra reward, and maybe there's multiple people like him. That's some crazy.
He's very vulnerable.
That's some crazy stuff. So there might be the lower tier like the regular people who just walk around and want to talk to a psychic or something, right? That $25 gets sent to these other people who believe that they're gaining something, and then it doubles it, going back to that same person.
Yeah, it's not unheard of. I mean, it's happened before. I think this person
Well, it's just
has
weird.
that additional layer that she's gone missing. But those weird types of pyramids with these Nigerians, I don't want to say it's a Nigerian, but these people that do that, it's common. My own father got scammed by some guy that told him he needed to like withdraw $1,000 out of his bank account. And my mother had like a fit on him and was like, "What are you doing? Where do you think you're sending this money to?" And you would think he's an intelligent man, but the guy just convinced him. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
Wow.
I think Hannah was just, maybe she worked with them once before in another way, and that's how she, thinks she got that photo gig. Maybe things were happening, and she was really buying it, and then decided to send him money for a reading. Maybe he gave her a free one first. You don't know what these people are thinking.
Yeah.
But my thought is that they're two separate instances that are just really, really weirdly kind of coinciding with her.
Well, I mean, but
And I think she just gave him too much money.
Right. So she,
that's what I think.
We don't know how much he gave, right? I mean,
We don't.
Because it could have just been.
That 25 is only Venmo. She could have Bitcoin. She could have
Right.
Cash App. She could have transferred.
But the key is
All
that
sorts of
the scammer has to know that the other person can afford to double it up. So it has to be some smaller amount, 25, 50, because that guy would go, "Ooh, I got 50. I'll give him 100. Maybe next time I'll get 200." Something like that.
He's been working with them since July. That's for what he said. That's when he
I
first
wonder how much he's out.
started.
That guy must be out a lot. When you say working with him, meaning like he's been his spiritual advisor.
Yeah, that's when he contacted him. That's not Jonathan. That's when the spiritual person
Right.
reached out to him and said, "I've got a calling, so to speak, to help you." And
Jeez.
obviously, he must have been in some chat rooms or
Right.
something looking for
Wow, that's
help in
amazing.
his free time.
And then there's
Took, like, months.
then there's sort of like a legit end of it, if you can call it that, but like a reading. I mean, it's all garbage anyways, these people who do that. So you do the reading, and then she sends 25 over to Jonathan, and then Jonathan, knowing that it's blessings. So how did the scammer, tell him that, hey, after you get a blessing, if you double it, then, I mean, that just sounds weird. Like,
He never got into why he sent him money. And he wasn't asked properly.
yeah, I wish see, the
Like,
thing is, the
it
way
was
we're
just like, I
talking
needed-
right now is how you get to the answers, right? Like if I was talking to this Jonathan guy, we would have got the answers.
You can. Whatever group home, he's not hard to find. You can, and I think if we have patience, you could talk to him and wait kind of for his response,
I wonder if he
the
got
other guy was
paid.
going a little fast.
I wonder if he got paid to have that conversation.
Well,
When-
if he did, he probably doesn't take much.
Yeah, I'm just wondering.
I think he's probably gonna be like, "Look, man, $50, just do a call with me."
Yeah.
Because the guy is just, he's in a group home, 7 years. He fell off some equipment at work, and he fell 13 feet and hit his head. Terrible situation, but what a great person to kind of get for a situation like. It makes total sense. I don't think that guy's involved one bit.
Yeah, it doesn't sound
people
like
are
it.
saying like, "Oh, he's involved." He's not involved.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like it. It sounds like he's been a person that was scammed, basically.
He can't move. He showed his hands. He can't move. It's. I thought he was drunk at first, and then he said he had that injury, and I was like, "Oh, okay." He is just unfortunately sucked into this. And when they find that other lady, eventually they'll find her, and she might be either too embarrassed, or she might be really deep into it too. And who knows? She's in some wooded area somewhere praying or something.
All right. So the
Spirit.
other lady that she sent money to is probably the same position as we were talking about earlier as Jonathan.
Gotta be.
But then there's the
It's
other
gotta be. It was
people.
around the same.
Right. But why did she send them to both
Yeah.
people? Was she doing spiritual readings that quick in a 45-minute
It was
period?
It was in the hour. So the other one wasn't a spiritual reading. It was like a bow and arrow. Was it a
Well, what does that mean?
love gesture? Was it a thank you after the reading, or
Oh.
something like that? Because I think that one came afterwards. Was it like a bow and arrow? Like, yeah, I got it, you did it, it makes sense. And he was like, look, if this works for you, you send to this ancestor of mine. Or whatever the crap is. Like, they can say whatever they want.
Huh. But that money went... Wait a second. But both the Venmos that she sent... Well, they went to two different people, so there's two Jonathan types. The First Lady and him. So I'm just trying to picture how that would... So,
the key is going to be getting that other person. Right. And there is a person with that name not far from Jonathan in Texas, which is also weird.
Okay, yeah, so you could actually... Yeah, he's in Texas. So let's say... Yeah, so he's got these people all... They could be anywhere, right? So then you get...
In my head, I'm like, is Texas this guy's domain? You know, do they split them all off? And does this scammer have, like, this part of Texas? And does he just go for those? Yeah,
we actually found that guy with the B. His... Like, him, and then his... I found his father had a... Like, he didn't have any emails associated with him. B did. But his father had a ton of emails, and they even had, like, a Dropbox account. And I was like, oh, geez, here we go. I mean, a lot of people have Dropbox, but who the hell knows what's going on with that? But we got to know also this other girl. So here's the thing. If that other girl that she sent a Venmo to also had a relationship with B, then we're on to something. You know, something else that's a little bit more nefarious, it seems like, because then you have two different times. What are the odds of that?
It's right around the same, like what, within an hour?
Yeah, it's in an hour, yeah.
So it was like he might have been doing the reading and said, okay, at the end of this reading right now, I want you to send this over to
another blessing.
So-and-so.
A blessing. Yeah, I see.
Yeah. So it could have been beginning and end type of thing.
Yeah, I see.
You just don't know their thought processes.
Right. So she's sending.
Weirdness that they do.
Yeah, she might have just been. Listen, these are two people that need blessings. We're paying it forward. Send something to Jonathan.
Yeah.
Send something to what's her face over here, and that's it. So from her extent, that's all she was doing. She did this little reading, and she was supposed to bless two people. And then it'll come back in spades, right? But those two people get it. Then they send B back double the money because, look, you're getting rewarded if you give more and more. Oh, Jesus, that's crazy.
We need Jonathan to show who he's been sending to and if they've been different names to kind of link up the whole kind of thought process that I'm going through. Because she said she lost a lot of money. So obviously she sent money somewhere else. It's just not through Venmo, right? Because she said she trusted somebody and gave a lot of money to this person.
Right.
So there's other money.
But it could be that, though, right? It could be that other girl, you know, like, I don't know, maybe there was something said and she got a big chunk of money or something. The other Venmo, but we don't know what the amounts are, so I guess that's the problem.
I think that's what really messed this girl up, and I think that she was talking to this person before she even got off that plane.
Well, did they ever get the idea, the amount from this guy when the interview happened?
$25.
So that's all it was. It was 25 from...
That's all she sent him. That's all she sent him was 20. That's what he says. But again, another person would say, he's looking through his Venmo while he's talking on this show. I would have said, can you hold your phone up?
Well, at least I'll give JLR credit. At least he did the interview. But it's just, man, you almost wish somebody else had been the one because they would have got more information.
Yeah, but he could be very helpful. The cops he said he's called Texas and talked to them. It's just very strange that nobody is really kind of reaching out to him from a, the law enforcement standpoint. But
so nobody had. That's ridiculous. Man. Nobody's reached out to him?
He's there. He's there for the taking. He's ready to talk. And he does want money. It's clear he has a monetary need. Obviously saying that his cell phone is shut off. So he can't take, regular phone calls. He does everything through Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
But he's just ready for anybody to grab him and talk. But there you go, Gray. That's what I had to say. And
cool.
Maybe the texts aren't good. Your chat goes fast. I'm not really experienced.
Well, it makes more sense now, but I didn't even know even if I go back up and read that first one, I wouldn't know what that meant. the John
it's stream.
No, that's right.
Lingo.
Actually, it does. It does make sense because you said John sent more than he got. And I was like, why would he do that? You know, now I know the whole reasoning and everything. So there you go. Now it does make sense.
That's the way. When you listen to him and really hard, that's where he is. I hope the chat agrees, or at least thinks that that's where this guy is. But I don't think he's involved at all.
Okay.
But who am I? You know?
Well,
I'm just Janudi.
Sound like you know what the hell you're talking about. All right. Well, I appreciate it. Thanks for calling in.
Thanks, Gray.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Take care.
Janudi. All right, guys. We're still not at the goal for tonight. We're about 35 short. So if you guys are out there and you can help support the Grant Hughes Investigates YouTube channel, we're getting near the end of the month. 28th tomorrow, 29th, and 30th is our last day of the month. And that's the day that we try to go out and make a difference. We have one last night where people support the channel. But man, the way that things, I guess we're not far enough into the next presidential term to have an impact. But it will quickly. Anyways, yeah, that was a cool, that was a good call. Explained it perfectly. So what do you guys make of that? That's wild, right? So there's a couple Jonathans out there, and maybe she sent money to both of them, and those people are doubling up on, you know, to get blessings. So they send it off to, I guess did we figure out what app they were using to send him the money? I guess he wouldn't say. I guess it was another Venmo number, another Venmo name, but wasn't shown. That's right. Not really, Laura. I think people just, it's just, everybody at this point should know about all these people out there that do that. Yep. Oh, thanks, Paulette, for the PayPal. I also got a new Laura on Patreon. Fortunately, I do Patreon because they don't take a lot of percentage, but I don't really have a lot of time on there, unfortunately, to do like little extra things, etc. Just so busy every day doing shows. I mean, it's easy when people do 3 shows a week. They can do stuff on Patreon and things like that. I don't know what that whole getting a job thing. I don't know. I don't know what any of that means. I might need to get a job, like to work to get money. But what's weird is she said, you know, if this doesn't work out, I might lose my freedom. I mean, was that what they told her or something like that? I don't know. You'll have to try calling again. I didn't answer because I wasn't paying attention. So go ahead and try calling again, Mountain Man 2. Hope you're not a troll. Does all this attention put her in the more danger? Yeah, maybe. But I mean, when there's a missing person, people try to find out. That's probably why the family they don't put out that video of him. And it might have absolutely nothing to do, just like in the Delphi case. You have a catfishing account and Richard Allen, and apparently there's no connection. So maybe she got scammed, sent off the money. Well, she wasn't even scammed. She just sent the money off for blessings. And so that's 25, and then the person had those sent to somebody else who thinks they're actually getting these things, and then doubled it up and sent it back to the original person. So they effectively doubled their money. Mountain Man 2, if you want to call, you got 10 more seconds. Yeah. Oh, Jesus. I already said that, Mountain Man 2. I don't have time for the pausing. All right, this is great. Who's this?
Not a troll.
Okay, what's going on?
I appreciate your work. And
Well, cool.
I hear echo. I got to cut my YouTube off.
Yeah, you got to turn off the YouTube. Yeah.
There. That's better, I hope.
Yeah.
Well, I want to communicate to you interesting interaction I had with some people that you'll hear this on the voicemail I left you. Some people that are engaging in that magical thinking that you address with the Delphi case. You discussed in the past a couple of YouTubers that put out these scenarios and theories and all this kind of stuff. Well, there's one lady that has a channel that's kind of big, and I like her. She puts up good content, and but she was also getting involved in the bit that Ricky or Richard wasn't being treated fairly.
Yeah, that means see, they just do that for likes and views and subs. They're going with the more popular,
Yeah, well, she's a little different, and I don't want to embarrass her or cause problems because she does. You'll know who I'm talking about. She does law streams, legal issues, cases, and she went to a big university. And
did she go to the trial?
Well, I'll preface this by saying to the person that I respect you and I enjoy your work, and I think you have a matronly approach to things. And she responded to something I said in her comments. Mm-hmm. And I'll just tell you what happened. She put up a community post that inferred that Richard was being treated unfairly and there was some nefarious business going on with the courts. And I got upset over it, but I didn't show it in the chat, in a comment. I was the first one to comment on the post. She had a picture of the bridge guy. She had some other boondoggle on the thumbnail. And I put in there, he did it. I have to go from memory because I didn't take a screenshot of it. And I wanted to word it without being shocking, but there's a thing that these people that are engaging in this kind of stuff have to think about. I said he herded, I used a term you used one time, he herded those girls down the hill. They were childs. I didn't use the word children. I used the word childs in capital letters. And I said, watch Deliverance. Mm-hmm. And I said, just stop it.
Yeah, that movie.
And
kind of that one's creepy.
Within 10 minutes, she took the whole community post down and has never mentioned it again. I've commented on her videos in the past, and when she went through a personal thing that she put out to her audience she was going through, and I let her know I was praying for her. So I know she is aware of me, and I know she, I didn't want to be nasty. I didn't want to make it a bad experience, but I wanted to let her know using short sentences and facts that man is a killer, and to just stop that kind of stuff. And she did. and she hasn't posted anything
good.
about it at all.
That's
my
probably not
point
one of the
is,
other ones.
if you think of the movie Deliverance, you know what I'm talking about, right?
Well, yeah, the scene with when they're
Ned Beatty.
yeah, Ned Beatty, yeah.
They were grown men.
But it wasn't like I mean they were just forced over there at gunpoint. See, people will do anything you're saying when there's
and do it damn quick.
Yeah.
Do it daggone quick. And that whole scene is in 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm. The problem is the fact that, see, these people who do that, they're looking for views and subs from the massive number of nut jobs out there who think that Richard Allen is not guilty. So there's no logical, like I guess if they're a defense attorney, their immediate instinct is to try to look for some way to free a double child killer. But the truth is there is no doubt that Richard Allen is the guy, 100%, nothing. It's never been confusing. There's nothing that makes you go, or ha, or, hum or ha, or nothing. It is a person. So anybody with common sense or logic would know that. So when you see these people that are selling you this garbage, what you have to realize is on the cases that you didn't know about, they were saying something. Now you can't trust anything they said before because you don't know if that other time they were selling you the same garbage, you just didn't know about the case. In this case, there's a lot of people that just happen to know about it, and you see the absurdity of the things that these people are selling to the uninformed. Like that channel that trashed me earlier today, one of the comments was something so basic. It was just like, so did the girls get dropped off at the bridge? Get dropped off the trails? And I was like, yeah, see, this is what I'm saying. These are the type of people that watch those channels. They don't know any of the facts of the case, and they just sort of believe what this so-called expert is telling them, and it's just garbage,
Well, whenever you get into mysticism, Odinism nonsense or Bigfoot, you're always going to get people, they buy it, and the viewers, But there's one guy, and I'm not calling out names, but you'll know who I'm talking about. He did that short video. We are all Ricky. We're all Richard.
We're all Richard Allen. We're all shit eaters. Yeah. Anyway,
I believe he believes it.
I don't know.
He believes it.
I think. Well, if he does, he's a nut job. And he sent me an email today. That same dipshit. He said, let me tell you what he said. He sent me an email. The guy, the Richard Allen lover guy. We all are Richard Allen. He said, let me see. Where the hell is he? Let's see. There it is, right there. He said.
He gets downright hostile.
Well, I don't even know where it is. Oh, is it today, this one? Let's see, at the very bottom. He said, man, I don't know. He said something like, well, you're in trouble now, or some crap like that. And I just don't know where it is.
Like you're in trouble. Yeah.
Yeah, right. There he is. There it is right here. He said, boy, you really stepped in it, didn't you? And I said, boy, no, you're an idiot. And I said, you do know you're literally a crazy person, right? Like, technically a nut job. That's what I sent him back in the email. Because he is. There's something wrong with him. Anybody that would yell out loud, we're all Richard Allen. Well, no, we're not. You might be on the side that we're not aware of.
Around the family members of those two young girls. That's a horrific thing to say.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what makes me think that he really does believe it. That there's some kind of that the judge is probably some high priestess of Odinism or something. Who the hell knows?
I think what he's doing is he's convinced himself, because he doesn't like the way he's been, quote, treated. So he's convinced himself that he's right, but he's wrong. And the thing is, when he was proven wrong by the jury, he just keeps saying he's got what do you call that? like tunnel vision or confirmation bias, or there's some other terms too, but he just can't, change his mind because he's too invested in what he's been telling people.
His ego has body splashed facts. His ego is just overwhelmed facts and shut his brain down. But I clicked on, he had a link for StreamYard, and I was going to go on. He had a lot of people on his broadcast. One of them was named Sleuthy, and somebody else was a doctor of some sort, and another one was an attorney. And I wanted to just get up there, and they were getting at the point in their broadcast where they all pretty much ran out of stuff to say and were just kind of batting words back and forth, like, yeah. And so I said, well, I'll get in there and see if I can ask a few questions. Because I watched a couple of your broadcasts, I watched some of his. And I was just going to ask reasonable questions. And
he doesn't take that.
He let me sit. Yeah, he had me sitting in that studio, and that sleuthy person was chatting with me in the back studio. And I was like, listen, I'm not trying to cause trouble. And I, without telling too much about myself, the fact is I've been in on violent crime scenes, and I've witnessed bad things. Well, I got to watch words I use because of the platform we're on. Like I use the word red rum instead of spelling it other than backwards. Starts with an M, right?
Yeah, like I don't do any of that stuff. That's why it's hard to. That's why it's hard to be monetized sometimes because I'm not going to cave into saying stuff like unalived and red rum and shit like that. It's just
Well, I'm trying
childish.
I'm trying to respect your channel.
Well, no, that's fine. I appreciate it. But
I don't want to get you in. But anyway, I have a background in psychology, and I've seen people be attacked, and I've had to stop attacks, and it happens so fast. Like I'm older, I'm an old man, and I remember very clearly the OJ situation. There you had people, who the hell knows what they were thinking, but there's people to this day that think somebody else did it, and one of the things that they kept saying was, wow, he had this 5-minute window. And I know what somebody with a blade can do in 30 seconds, never mind 5 minutes. And, but I guess they think of, in their mind's eye, something like a movie, a slow motion, dance of some sort, instead of how swift and brutal things can, in a snap of a finger, things can be totally normal, and the next thing you know, it's a horror scene, in seconds. And that's the kind of thing that carries over this OJ mentality, carrying over into stuff like Richard Allen. You're going to see it in the Koberger case too. People looking for ways to find this person innocent, rather than if there's no DNA, they go, oh, there's no DNA. Well, how the hell do they think people solve crimes for hundreds of years before?
This? Well, there was no DNA. Yeah, they didn't have DNA all those years ago. Plus, how does Richard Allen doesn't leave DNA, so they're like, how did he not leave DNA? And then it's like, well, how did the pack of wild Odinists that you claim were there not leave any DNA? There must have been 5 of those guys.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, the one thing that really touched me, where you understand how human interactions and evidence works. Like when they were talking about, I think it was Abby. I might get the name wrong, but she had a hair in her hand and she was gripping her sweater sleeve like a glove.
Yeah, well, she was kind of grabbing her sweater, like how girls, you let it dangle. You know how girls walk around, they let the sleeves dangle over their hands?
Right.
And she kind of grabbed that
clutch the end of the sleeve.
Right.
They clutch the end of the sleeve so it acts like a glove, covered to protect their hands. And, it's her sister's hair. One of their sister's hairs, they're all over a sweater. What's that, Rex Harriman guy?
Yeah, Hurman.
He got caught because his wife's hair got transferred to a scene.
Right, and everyone's freaked out about Kelsey's hair in Abby's hand. So they go, oh, she must be involved. They're so stupid.
Yeah, it's crazy, and it's very disheartening. And they get so angry and vicious if you try to
use logic with them.
Right.
It is. It actually, I mean, I totally agree. It makes me angry, and it makes me more angry that there's so many stupid people that watch it and agree with it. So it makes you just realize that's why our society is in such bad shape, is because there's that many gullible, dumb people out there. Now you might go, well, that's not fair, Gray. Maybe no, it's totally fair. It's insane that people think that because there was a hair in Abby's hand and somehow Kelsey was involved, even though she dropped him off and she drove away on the Hoosier Harvest Store in her vehicle to be with her boyfriend at the time. So she's nowhere near anything. It just means that Abby was wearing the gray sweatshirt was Kelsey's, and the black sweatshirt she ended up in was also Kelsey's. So obviously there'd be a hair in there, as if you have long hair, women pull their hair out a lot, putting sweaters on and whatnot.
Sure.
Maybe it's in the car, sitting on the car. Who the hell knows? It's just so simple. It's obvious. That's why they didn't even test to see whose it was. It said it was a familial match to Libby, so they're not going to spend a ton of money, because at that point it doesn't matter. It's obvious. If it turned out it was a male hair, then shit, that's really important. Now you've got, because they know the guy on the bridge is a male, so then that might actually lead to the killer. But the way it was, they just obviously they looked at it and went, well, it's a female's hair, and it's related to. Now here's the thing: if it was a female hair that wasn't related to Libby, then they would have definitely gone and done. Try to figure out whose hair that was using forensic genetic genealogy, because then it could have been a relative of the killer. But it turns out that, and they probably even tested if it was a relative of Abby. So it turns out that it was a female that was a relative of Libby. So then at that point it becomes not important, because they're not killers.
You were another thing that you're so right on is how he purposefully transformed himself into a gremlin type little shriveled helpless being when he was he was short, but he was a robust man. And the point I was trying to get at is I was talking to somebody else about the case, and outside of YouTube, and I was saying, these people that believe in this Otis crap, and they said, well, they did keep him in horrible conditions that made him lose his mind. And I said, wait a minute. I said, Sammy the Bull Gravano is probably the same height as Richard Allen. And if you've ever watched any of his videos or read a book he co-wrote with a guy called Underboss, he, with his bare hands, was able to manhandle somebody bigger than him into a van in a blink of an eye, and ended up doing him in. But he ended up in solitary confinement for 17 years, and he never ate his own dung or rolled around in his food or babbled to himself.
It's amazing how all the people in there, they never acted like he did. He all of a sudden he acts like that, and only miraculously after he confessed to his wife, and his wife told his attorney, then the next day is as crazy as any human being's ever been.
Exactly. And the thing about him confessing, read The Telltale Heart by Edgar Allan Poe.
I think we probably
If
read
you
that when I was
never
a kid. I think I was a kid. I don't remember about it, but
He did away with somebody. He buried him under the floorboards in his house. And the guilt, okay, and the horror of what he did started closing in on him. He imagined he could hear that heart beating and beating and beating, and it drove him mad. And the only release from that type of guilt is to tell the truth and to get it off your chest. And you're exactly right that therapist did him a disservice and did the community a disservice by what did she do? She told him, "Oh, don't tell on yourself now. No." She should have said. She should have elucidated. She should have elicited facts from him right then and there. You know, and he probably would have told quite a bit. He did tell quite a bit.
Yeah.
Like he admitted.
I know. I was wondering. That's what I was wondering. Why didn't she ask more questions? Like, give me more details.
Well,
so when you went up there, what happened? And, you know, just try to get more details.
If you're treating somebody for a psychological issue, and especially guilt and horror, PTSD, part of it, somebody who commits an act can actually suffer a form of PTSD. They can actually suffer it because it's, you know, it's not like it's something they do every day. And he gave a hint to something I found interesting. He didn't give a hint. He described his actions, that he racked the gun at the top of the bridge. He said that. And you hear it in the audio of the tape.
Mm-hmm.
And you talked about that. You said somehow or another the shell ended up across the river at the scene. Mm-hmm. It may have got hung up in his clothes. Remember that?
Yeah, and there could have been other, you know, like maybe there's another bullet underneath the bridge. Maybe there's, you know, it could have been a bunch of different things.
Well, one thing I haven't heard you talk about is that little pouch he's got on his forehead.
Well, it's not a pouch. It's on his forehead? What do you mean?
Hip.
Oh, yeah, no, that's just the shirt underneath there, because I've actually analyzed it where I got to different frames and it's flat against the pant. It doesn't stick out. There's not bulky, but sometimes it looks like a fanny pack or whatever, or just a pouch. Yeah. But it's not. It's just a shirt tail hanging out. Yeah. Because
you can envision him like a lot of them do. They have a red room kit.
Yeah, he might have had stuff underneath his jacket. He had the gun underneath there. He had other stuff. Who knows what was underneath there?
Yeah, but he people have a view in their mind of him, like in the movies, pointing it straight out and exposing the weapon, and then sticking his hand out and racking it. No, it's more likely he probably kept it tight to his body, kind of halfway concealable where they could see what's there. And then when he racked it, it might have jumped up in his coat. Something like that, That's why, it's just, I thought it might have been, he might have had it partially out of the fanny pack and racked it, and it came out later on. Yeah. But since it's not a fanny pack, I'm thinking he had it tight to his body. And but anyway, that therapist could have got a lot of answers. She did the family a disservice. She did society a disservice. She did her, air quotes, patient a disservice.
Yeah, she could have got a hell of a lot more. She seemed like she was trying to help Richard Allen out a little bit. Like, she kept trying to, like, hey, don't say this, don't say that. Like, what are you doing?
Well, that's not therapeutic. The truth,
will set you free.
Speaking, will set you free.
Right.
It will cure you.
Right, I think that's what he was trying to do. I think they created his psychosis by not accepting his confessions and saying that they would love him even if they knew for certain he did it. Yeah.
Well, there's nothing more you can do to torture your psyche than to live a lie. Mm-hmm. And it will wear you down.
That's right.
And that's what she encouraged him to do. And when the truth is ready to pour out, you get a cup and you catch as much of it as you got, a bucket, whatever. Catch as much of it as you can. And in a cruel way, she really did him a disservice too. He wouldn't have had to eat all that crap.
Yeah, that's why there's a meme out there that says, "I ate all that shit for nothing."
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's pretty funny. It's a picture of him, and it's like, that's what he says. I ate all that shit for nothing. Because it was all a gimmick. It was all fake. I don't believe. I mean, even if he did get if he got psychosis, it was because he wasn't allowed to confess. However, I don't think he had anything. I think he was just a conversation probably happened like this. Hey, Richard, how's it going in here? Is there any chance you might have psychosis? And Richard says, I don't know. What kind of things does somebody with psychosis have? And then they say, well, you start eating your crap, you do this, you do that, and the other thing, and all of a sudden, the next day, oh my God, he's eating crap, he's doing all the things that are on that list, so it matches up perfectly. Yeah. Anyways.
Well, yeah, that's true.
But anyways, I think somebody else wanted to call in, but I appreciate you calling in.
Well, okay, well, sometime I may get a hold of you to talk to you about some other things I noticed.
Oh, yeah, cool.
But I do want to, in closing, I just wanted to tell you, and don't get mad at me.
Oh, boy, here we go.
I wanted to tell you to check in to open to Buy Me a Coffee, because I can help you financially with Buy Me a Coffee where I can't do it on the other stuff with YouTube. Okay.
Oh, yeah? Oh, Buy Me a Coffee?
Just check it out.
Okay. All right. Well, I will. Well, I appreciate it.
Put a link in your description, and you'd be surprised. Set it at $5.
Yeah. Set
it at $5. I have people sometimes that good supporters of me. They'll buy me 5 coffees at a time, $25. I've had people buy me 10 coffees,
well,
one coffee.
Well, maybe I'll do that.
Yeah, and they charge whatever, I think it's 10%, but then the rest once a week you just put it in your account, and I think you will enjoy it. I think your viewers would enjoy it, and it's safe, and I've been using it for 2 years, and I think it would really help your channel.
Well, I guess I could have needed it tonight because we just got stuck at 4 coffees short of reaching the goal. But anyways, that's all right. That's okay.
Open to Buy Me a Coffee. Just put a link in the description where it's channel support.
Yeah.
It's the first thing people see, channel support. If they look at the description, and they'll go click on it and follow the directions and follow you on Buy Me a Coffee.
All right. Well, thank you.
I don't get anything out of it. I just know it will help you.
All right. Well, I'll give it a shot. I appreciate it.
Okay.
What's your first name again?
Thank you.
What's your name?
Oh gosh.
Well, you don't want to say your name. You don't have to say your name if you don't want. All right. Have a good one.
Mr. M.
Mr. M. Okay. All right, man. Have a good one. Have a good one.
You too. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Yeah, you guys. So we're only 18 short of the low goal that we set recently that Zozo had me drop it down to, and we still just can't do it. But anyways, thanks, Mountain Man. That was an interesting call. 30. Yeah, we know, Justice. Yeah, you've done that like 3 nights in a row. How long have I been on here for? Yeah, I guess we only got 18 minutes. Let's see what I think I got a troll calling. All right, this is great. Who's this? Yeah, but your phone number said anonymous. How come it says anonymous on there?
Oh, I didn't want you blasting me on the internet.
Well, what do you mean blasting you
on
the
internet? With my area code.
Oh, okay. Why would it matter if somebody knew your area? Well, why would that lead to your area code? Are you the only person in that whole state that you live in?
Yes, it's true.
Yeah, right. Okay, so what is it? What do you got?
One second. I'm getting echo. So
you have to turn off the audio.
I was just following up.
in the background. You just have to use your phone, like you're just calling somebody with no video or anything going on in the background.
I got it.
Okay.
Thank you, Gray. So I'm thinking out loud here, based off Januti's call, and I'm not sure if you touched on any of this at the start of the podcast, but based off like the spiritual advisor and scamming angle, I'm wondering if Hannah's father's death had something to do with money that she gave away. I know that the aunt has left, right? So I'm assuming that they know something about the case that we don't know.
Well, what makes you think
and I'm not sure
when you say you're assuming because the aunt left, what makes you think that them leaving means that they knew something about something, you know?
Oh, no, that it's been communicated to them in the last day or two, right? In light of the LAPD council saying that they believe she left on her own free will. And I know that there have been reports online, I don't know if they're true or not, that Hannah was living in a house that's now up for sale and she may have owned it. Mm-hmm. And so I'm wondering if potentially there could be a link between the scam and either potentially the dad having something to do with the house and the money that Hannah gave away to the scam, if that's what's true, and his suicide or something like that. Just thinking out loud.
So what do you think about the house?
Kind of,
so what's the thing about the house?
Oh, so totally not based in fact at this point. But a lot of people on Reddit have stated that Hannah lived in a house with a roommate.
Yeah, the roommate.
And it's now being sold for $2 million. Again, I don't know if that's true.
Well, it looks like a pretty... Well, it looks like a pretty... The house that she's living in doesn't look like a nice house at all. I mean, I don't know if that was the house she lived in before or I don't know. It's weird. I mean, let me see if I can go to the house. So I have it in here.
Yeah, incorrect. And I'm not sure if she owned it or what, but you could also sign a deed over to someone or something like that. Again, just a thought process here, connecting things together. May or may not lead to something, but figured I'd add it to the conversation.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm going to fly over in Hawaii. I don't know if she still lives in this, but she definitely lived here at one point. So maybe she lives somewhere else now. But it could just be that they were living in... I don't think that house is $2 million. I can tell you that. That's like... It's not real. I'm showing it on the screen. It's just
again, I read it on Reddit, which is always true.
Yeah, Reddit's always true. Yeah, they're...
Always true.
So yeah, they got the... So you think that somebody... But the house they were living in, wasn't it just kind of a rental or something? Or so what would
I'm not totally sure on that. That was a question I had. Or if, right, obviously it must have been a hard time for her dad, but if there was some financial impact to him that may, right, have caused him on top of his daughter being missing or taking these actions.
We don't know, like, if the dad had some sort of psychological problems, and maybe, a lot of times psychological problems are genetic, where the children, like if some, so it could be, did you just say correct? No, I'm just kidding. But sometimes it's genetic, so you might, maybe that's something she's going through, and it could be like he was feeling guilty because maybe he wasn't there for her, I guess growing up and stuff. But I mean, it's weird to me that he would take his life without having a resolution onto what happened to her. Like I could see if after it's all said and done, it turns out she isn't alive, and then he'd feel that extreme guilt, but you don't even have an answer yet.
I totally agree, which is why just the question in my mind of, is there a link between Hannah and the dad and the finances if we believe the theory that Januti was talking about, where Hannah potentially got scammed out of a lot of money, probably feeling very embarrassed, and
right. And she's
at the road's end, and that had some sort of connection to the dad, either his guilt for his financial decisions or somehow linked. Again, this is just a thought I'm having out loud. May not make sense.
Or maybe she reached out to him and tried to get some money of some sort, like, and then he didn't give her the money, and then now she's in this problem and he blames himself or something. I don't know. I mean, how are you associating them? I mean, you're saying that I want to hear that explanation again.
Like I said, Reddit, where everything's always true. I've just seen a lot of conversations around Hannah previously living in a house with a roommate and the house now being up for sale. Now, I understand, I do not know if she owned that house or her family did or she was renting. But I think for someone, right, to...
But what do you think about the dad?
Have something happen, if we're about the dad?
Well, no, you said the dad and Hannah were connected some... And, the reason, I don't know.
I'm wondering if... There can be ways, right, like if he had assets. We don't know, but an assumption. If he did have assets, right, with a car or a house, you can sign over or transfer a deed to someone without, right, exchange of funds. It happens to elderly people all the time, right? So I'm just wondering if there's a thought process that could connect those with the guilt where he also felt like his life was over. And I 100% agree that, mental health issues can run in the family, so perhaps it was, her.
I can see somebody like him, like going overboard and doing something of a financial risky scenario, because if you weren't there with somebody their whole life and you're now trying to make a difference, maybe he did something pretty drastic to try to show his love or something and involve money, and then she goes and then it's gone and she's missing, and then he thinks that, she just used that to get the money, and maybe something like that.
And he's in a place where he has no other options, or he feels like he has no other options.
I mean, we're just totally speculating
now. Totally.
And I'm not even. And the thing is, I'm just going down your story, and the sad part is it's all kind of based off of something on Reddit, which is a cesspool of garbage. But there is some good information on there every once in a while.
I just thought it was an interesting angle to explore, right, as we're learning more about the scamming. Maybe it's not connected, but if we're also making the assumption, right, which is what the LAPD is saying, that Hannah went voluntarily missing, it seems like, right, outside of a mental break, which could obviously happen in conjunction or as a result of a bad decision or feeling very embarrassed, how those two might be connected, if there's a connection. So that was the thought process. Totally undercooked idea, but thinking out loud.
Well, hey, if it turns out to be true, you can start up, mention that you're a psychic and you came up with that, and then maybe you can start your own psychic network.
You can Venmo me $5.
Yeah.
Just $5 for the initial reading.
Right. Yeah.
No problem.
All right. Well, hey.
All right. Thanks so much.
Thanks for calling in.
I appreciate it.
No, thank you. All right. Bye.
Okay. Have a nice night. Bye.
See you guys. I'll entertain different ideas out there. We actually don't have a clue what the hell's going on. I mean, we have sort of a clue, I guess, with the Venmo stuff and how that all plays out, the scammer type, but who the hell really knows? And by the way, thanks you guys for reaching the goal. Now, if we somehow, we're close to where I give out the 5 memberships. We got Sandy Shirley and Alley Cake up there. So we have for Blue, myself, and my wife. Yeah, it's sometimes I like my wife's a little bit. She doesn't have, what do you call it? Like, she really doesn't show emotions very much, but she's really had emotions after Blue. I didn't think she would. But she'll just come up and go, man, I was just thinking about him. Really sucks. It's actually the first dog that I felt like this. You know, I've had other dogs that I think, like Lily was sort of like that, but I kept her alive 2 years when she shouldn't have been. And I felt bad, and it was just her time, and I'd already kind of said goodbye mentally before that. But I think what's weird about the death of dogs is they can't speak. So it's up to you to look at them and know them well enough to know that they're suffering and not being able to, you know, they can't speak. So you have to make the decision for them. And which really sucks, you know, because we keep thinking, man, we could have waited till after the holidays, but he would have suffered that entire time. Because he throws up he threw up every day, not every day, but like every other day. The food that he ate, and the food that he ate had the medicine that would make him not nauseous. And you can't talk to a dog and say, hey, you need to eat this food because it'll make you not nauseous. And then if he's not eating, then he's just going to keep feeling nauseous and getting sicker and sicker. And that's the part that's just like so frustrating, that you can't speak to him and say, hey, I mean, he wasn't even eating a bacon burger. All right. They probably can do experiments by color and how they react, I guess. Yeah, it's hard. And you know, the weird part is it was hard. I was thinking, well, maybe Monday. But Sunday night, right after the show's over, you go watch it. He didn't look good on that bed. And I went in there and I picked him up and I held him on my chest, and his legs kind of were limp-ish, you know. He doesn't do that. Normally he's kind of like, hey, you know, he kind of got a nice little grip on you, and his legs were limp. And I just go, I looked at my wife and said, let's just take him in right now. And she thankfully was like, agreed, you know. We just went in and went through that whole process. We held him as he was given the final doses there. Gave him a kiss on his forehead just before that. You could see, you know, you could see the liquid coming through the tube. And I kissed him on the, you know, he was already on propofol, so he wasn't awake, I don't think, but. And then the tube goes in and you can see him breathing, and all of a sudden just almost immediately just no breathing. And he's still open, his eyes are still open. And they say that, they told us, well, they don't close their eyes, so, you know. And I was like, yeah, and you try to shut his eyes and they open back up again. So it's just kind of weird. He looked exactly the same right there. No difference at all. Just like they're just not alive at that moment. Come to home for my... Yeah, I didn't really feel like having some... I thought about it for a little bit. I mean, some people think that your other dogs need to see that it dies, but I think it could be traumatizing to them. A little bit, you know? Yeah. I mean, Blue, he was just so good. Such a great dog. Like I always said, he played soccer, you guys. Like in the hallway, you get to the end of the hallway, and me and my wife would be on both ends. That's one of the things I remember the most, because it seems so... And if you go watch on my community post, I posted a video of him from 9.5 years ago, and he's on a treadmill with my wife running, and you can see how smart he is. He's like looking at her feet and keeping the timing, and he's just running right next to her, so happy, his tail's wiggling around, having a great time on there. And he did it often. And then he got to the point where I don't know what it was, like sometimes we give him a biscuit afterwards, so sometimes he would jump on the treadmill just waiting for something to, you know, like a piece of food. But anyways, we play soccer in the hallways, you know, just kind of like, not really soccer, but my wife would be at one end, I'm on the other end, and we kick this little small tennis ball back and forth, and he would try to block it, like, ooh, and he'd go grab it, and then when he'd catch it, when he'd stop it, he'd run over, he'd grab it with his mouth, and then he'd put it between his two paws, and then he would push it back to one of us to start kicking it again. I mean, that's weird, right? I mean, that was like odd stuff. Never seen a dog do that. No, thanks, Poppy. Appreciate it. Anyways, thanks all you guys for all your amazing comments and everything. Like 700 comments. Why don't I get 700 comments on my videos? Okay, can you guys, if you guys can help me out when I make these live streams, when they're finished, can you just leave a comment of some kind and hit the like button? You know, we've only got 316 likes out of this whole night, and we've had 3,153 views, and we could have easily had 1,000. You know, and that would have helped out tremendously. Hey, thanks, Ozzy, Trisha. Hell, where are we at now? Well, 16 more, and I'm sending over 5 memberships. Almost there. What'd you say? I've lost 2 pets since June, both 16 years old. Oh, man. One we had to put down, and one pass. Watch them pass was much worse than watching one be medically. Yeah, exactly. That's what I was telling my wife today. I said, if we kept him alive and he died naturally, there would have been a moment where he's in a lot of pain and just kind of like, you know, and then die. The way we did it, there's nothing. You know, he looked totally peaceful. He looked at us a little bit there, and, you know, just kind of, they put him on pain meds first, then propofol, then the final thing. Oh, did you really, Sandy? Yeah, I actually, I think a lot of people probably became kind of, you know, a lot of the freaks were probably attached to Blue. If we get another dog to get 3. I think 3 is a good number because I could have one in here with me sometimes. I think it'll be another Chihuahua, though. I mean, it's like, I just think that their personality is so cool. It could just be Blue, though. I mean, Blue's Blue, so I don't know. I'll give it another shot. Better to do that without the other animal. I've experienced the same thing. Yeah, you know, I'll tell you one thing was weird. I had one dog named Petro. He was my first dog that I got on my own. He was this Pomeranian. He was like this big, fluffy. I always lived in small apartments, so that's all. I didn't want a big dog pooping when I'm, the training on that. But he actually went in to get his teeth cleaned when he was like 8 or 9, maybe 10 years old, and he died. Like, he didn't come out. He didn't, from the anesthesia from getting his teeth cleaned. They said that that's never happened to them before. Kind of makes me nervous to ever get their teeth cleaned, but. So when that happened, though, Lily was in there getting her teeth cleaned. So both of them were getting their teeth cleaned. And the other Pomeranian, a black Pomeranian, she lived till she was 17. That's the one I kept alive 2 years too long. But she was in there. And it was so weird. We were in the same room together. And Petro's, they have him dead on this table here. And Lily's sitting there looking at him. And then when the nurse came in, she like listened to what the nurse was saying. It was so weird. She was looking at the nurse, just looking, listening, trying to understand what the nurse was saying. Looked like. I mean, it was the most bizarre thing I've ever seen. So I don't know if that was good. I don't know if that was a good thing. Anyways, only one day prior to the trip on her phone. I hope you guys don't mind me talking about it. I mean, it might be a while where I bring up Blue every once in a while. Hell, I'll get the 5 memberships. Why not? There we go. And there we go. 5 memberships. Who got them? We got Lisbeth PCB. We've got Kim Wexler's Ponytail. We've got Rebecca Ross. We got Princess Sarah, and we got Joel Sane. It's actually good to... Yeah, I want to talk about Blue. We always have. He's probably been on 500. I mean, I don't even know, like 1,000 videos that we've done. He's usually at the beginning of the show. They're on the screen for a minute. Yeah. Let's see. Oh, cool. I'm glad you guys all love blue. Talking about the loss and the good days is healthy. Yesterday was really shitty for me. It was weird. Even today, I was a little emotional, kind of. Like right now, I feel, but like I actually, literally got sad yesterday. Cried a couple times. But there's really nothing you can do. That's what I was just saying. I think if we get another dog, I'd get another Chihuahua. I was thinking of getting one of those apple-faced ones. You ever seen those? Those are kind of cute. Like one that looks kind of like this. Let me show you. I think somebody sent me this one, but look, like something like that. Like looks different. I mean, one that looks like that would be pretty cute, though. I mean, I don't know if I'm going to spend $3,000 or anything, but see that? Something that has that look with the short nose like that. I like that one. But anyway, hopefully they have a cool personality too. They're really smart. At least Blue was. I mean, I think that's kind of would be something sort of standard, I guess. I have a deer Chihuahua winter dog rescue. Yeah, what do you think Blue was? I like his look too. He didn't have, like, his nose wasn't extraordinarily long or anything. It was just normal. But we've got two already. Russian Blue. We've got. Well, let's see if they're on the screen right now. What's going on? I think we actually got Gracie thinking that we wanted another dog in case, because Blue was. This was after he had his, the kidney and the heart thing, and we thought it would be better for Chloe if there's another dog that she could kind of integrate with before, just so she wasn't alone. And it still have the name Blue. Okay, there's Chloe right there. If you look at her, like if you squint your eyes, right, she looks like she's made of the same material that the bed is made out of. It's weird. It's just like she's just laying there. If you made her pink, you wouldn't see her. I'll tell you that. I don't know where Gracie is, but that's Chloe. In their little sweaters. Yeah, we dressed Blue up one year with antlers or something. Remember that? I don't know if it was Christmas or whatever it was. He dressed up as a criminal one time. He had like the prison outfits on. I think on one of the Halloweens, if you go back through the years, on an October 31st, you'd probably see Blue wearing the striped. You remember that? Do you guys remember that at all? Where he wore that and then he'd be put in prison? Maybe that's what I forgot to do tonight. Throw myself in prison. That would it. Yeah, he had his. Yeah, maybe it was just a picture. I don't remember if he was moving around or anything, but. Oh, there's Gracie right there, the Maltese. She's a total. If you try to pet Chloe, she just keeps trying to put her hand underneath your hand so she can be pet. Oh, whoa! Look at Chloe just leaped at her. Uh-oh. And then she goes over there. We got to get her fixed pretty soon. Uh-oh. What's going on? Something's going on here. You know what's weird is you can brush her, and by the end of the day, she looks just like that again. The stringy hair. Yeah, I think she's part Maltese, though. Now that I've seen them together, like maybe Yorkie Maltese, a Mork, perhaps. Now, what does that look like? Let's see. Mork dog. No, that's not good. That's not what that looks like. The weirdest dog I've ever seen. Yeah, Maltese and Yorkie mix. Oh yeah, I mean look at that. Well, that one looks like almost like her though. Her. See, that looks like more like Gracie there. But right there, okay, see that? I could see that being like Chloe right there, see? Maltese, oh, right there, there's a good one. There it is. I bet you anything that Chloe is a Yorkie Maltese. Yep, there you go. Yeah, let's see. I bet the one in the bed is missing blue. Yeah, that's Chloe. Yeah, she does. She does lay around anyways a lot, but she probably misses blue because she'd always kind of lay next to blue, for sure. But anyways, you guys, I think that is gonna do it for the show. Thank you to Paulette Leonard and let's see. I don't want to say R on, because you know your YouTube name's different. I don't know if you want it out there, but R, and then also Miss Angels. Then we had a Patreon, Laura, and then Cash App, Christy. I think there was something else. Wasn't there a Venmo or something? Yeah, Venmo. There we go. Joshua and Jan, and then also, yeah, I think that was it. Yeah. On there, and then the YouTube part. Thank you to Alley Cake, CR gifted a membership, and Socratic Static. See, I'm starting to memorize that one now. Socratic Static, Your Gypsy, and Steffi, TJ, Kathy Friedenmaker. And by the way, so the people in here, when you're saying, when I try to raise the super chats in here, unlike other channels, because I'm not doing the conspiracies. I don't have as many people watching. But because during the trial, do you notice during the trials I hardly ever had to ask anything at all, because we had a lot of people watching and people were supporting the channel and people were, right? And so there's a lot of people here, and so that's the key. If you have a lot of people, it's not as hard. But when you come back here on the 30th on our donation night, you'll see where a big portion of the income goes. So I'm trying to give this month. I think the minimum will be 5,000 total that we're giving out. I give 1,500 already, so 3,500. But if we do really well the rest of the month, I mean, maybe it could be like 5,500. I don't really know, but you gotta, some of the months where you do better, like I did pretty well this month, the early part of the month, I gotta save up for next month. Is almost the entire month goes to taxes, because every quarter I have to pay taxes. So, if you made exactly the same amount each quarter, I pay like 28% of, each quarter of what the revenue was for taxes. Not that you give a shit at all, but that's how next month is. It's like you're just working the whole month to pay taxes. I should probably do it differently where I take out a portion of each month so it doesn't feel like that. Yeah, prime rib. I love prime rib. Get rid of get rid of the turkey, If they just had a national law, prime rib instead of turkey, oh man, I'd sign up on that one. I'd pass 100 to 1,000,000,001. There'd be that one vegetarian over there. Anyways, thanks Kathy Friedenmaker, TJ, Steffi gifted a membership, then it was Carrie Pink thinks before typing back. Mary Maggio Kelly, Connie E, Michelle H gifted a membership. Carrie Pink thinks before typing back, became a new member. Welcome. Then Susie Clue, Toxic Tink, Alley Cake, CR, EDM Summer, Samara S, Micah Berry, Lisa Holland, CR, Linda Howell, and CR gifted a membership. Then Frida 657, M Jordan Jarding gifted a membership. Pebs W, good to see her. Toxic Tink, Jenu 184 Life, LA, Toxic Tink, Angela Alex, Michelle H, Lisa Valenzuela, Fig Bear, It's Just Bella, Lisa Noir, Alley Cake, Sandy Shirley, Nikki Zubs, been a member for 23 months, then Poppy, then Ozzy Trisha. Yeah, and just to piss off everybody who in here that's not, well, I don't think it should piss anybody off. Did you guys see Kamala's little video that she put out where it looked like she was like drunk or something? I don't know if you guys know this, but were you aware that they paid Oprah $2.5 million to put on that production? Isn't that incredible? I mean, that's just amazing. What in the hell's going on here? $2.5 million to put on that production that they did when she was on there. It was all just a scripted event where Oprah made out like a bandit. I mean, that's just that's scary. And then they gave Al Sharpton $500,000 in their interview. I bet you there was no money exchanged at all on the other side for anything. And how much did they give Brett Baer when they went on there? You think they give Fox News $2.5? Forget that. But you got to admit, that's pretty. That should be pretty disturbing to everybody that Oprah made that much money on that. My God, I thought she was like this person above reproach and just helping everybody and just. What do you mean it's in trouble? It's over. Russian Blue, she's done. Yeah. I'm sure this has been discussed, but I'm behind. What was the alibi for Richard the day he came home from the bridge? Didn't his wife give a statement on that evening? No. She didn't give a statement on the day he came home. She thought, he told her apparently that he went to the trails, but he never mentioned going to the bridge. So perhaps when she saw the picture, I think she didn't actually believe that was him. She might have thought it looked like him on the bridge, but didn't think it was because he said he never went on the bridge. Because when she was interviewed by Holman, she goes, I mean, she wasn't interviewed by Holman. He was out of the room and it was on camera. She said, "You didn't tell me you were on the bridge." See, that sort of means that she might have had a suspicion, but she didn't think it was him because he said he was never on the bridge. See, I think that's an important clue that needs to be more focused in on, is that she said that, which means that it likely means that she thought that was him, but didn't think it was because he said he didn't say that he went on the bridge. But now there's this other information, and now she knows that was him. Because now we know that he was on the bridge. See, that's where I think that's the deal there. Yeah, 20 million in the hole. Jesus. How do you spend 1.5 billion on a campaign and still come up short? Oh yeah, Beyonce got 10 million just to show up. She didn't even perform at those things. See, isn't that just disgusting, you guys? I mean, I don't care what side you're on, man. You gave Beyonce $10 million to show up just to be there to attract the people so that there would be a big crowd, and she didn't even perform. I don't know, man. I don't know. I think it's crazy. I guarantee you that Hulk Hogan didn't get a nickel for showing up, and nor did any of those people. That's wild. Absolutely crazy. Unbelievable. That should be illegal. Does anyone know how much Eminem... did he get anything? Aren't they supposed to... Right, I mean, these people are supposed to be, like, you know, helping the cause out, right? I mean, hell, how much did Clooney get for putting out that ad? I mean, he probably got $2 million for ousting Biden with his little... what did he put out there? A huge thing in the New York Times? Yeah. Anyways, I'm not trying to make it political or anything. I'm just... Yeah. I just think that stuff should be beyond politics. It's just sick. And look at Strawberry Rain's trying to have somebody call in so we don't keep talking about it. And I'm not taking any more calls. Yeah, it's creepy, man. So even if you're a Democrat, I hope that sort of made you go, God, that's weird. Why would you do that? Okay, well, you said somebody to call in. I've already thanked everybody. Strawberry Rain. Let's see. Isn't Clooney leaving? Oh, well, I hope so. Yeah. They're going to countries that are more... Like Europe is way more strict on abortions than the United States is. Way more. So now they're moving to those countries. Because we just don't like that guy. How many famous people she paid off? It still didn't work. Yeah, it's wild, though. You're paying off people to say, hey, everybody, show up. Beyonce will be here. Then they show up and Beyonce doesn't do anything. So they just paid her to use her name to get the crowd there. Yeah, that's what a lot of people say that. My dad said that a few years back. Yeah. All right, you guys. Well, thank you all very much for being here tonight. I appreciate it. Thanks for all the nice comments that you guys have been put underneath the community posts about Blue, and you know, even though sometimes they make me get a little weepy reading some of them, I appreciate it. It shows that you guys have all been around and you cared about Blue too, and it makes me feel like you care about me also, and I hope you guys feel like I care about you guys also. You know, I do these shows every single night, and yeah, I mean, the part about, like, when I'm trying to get the super chats in, it's for the other stuff that we're doing, and, you know, so I can keep doing these shows and try to make it, you know? I mean, that's kind of the whole thing. We, I don't know, we're going to have Dr. Colleen Fitzpatrick on probably next week at some point, and when she comes on, it'll be great. But, I mean, you know, the freaks, people that have communicated with me over the years and stuff like that, you know, I care about all the freaks. I mean, some I obviously know better than others, but we got a lot of freaks. So. Women's right to control their own body. What does that mean? I mean, what are you referring to? Yeah. But what about the life of the you know, so everyone always says to control their own body, but I think what's going on the conservative side is they want somebody to be looking out for the life that's being terminated, right? So there's this weird balancing act that you got to do. So I think what a lot of people are saying is that I think a lot of people need to agree on how, like in the first trimester, something like that, that'd be okay. I think people would be okay with something like that. But when you start moving it out there where they're completely formed and you leave the head inside just to make it legal, and that's disgusting. There's a certain point where you got to think of it like that, right? So, when you say your right to choose, so it's your right to be God, basically. That you get to be the one that gets to, but I understand the purpose of it, right? Like if you got, we all agree with the rape, incest, and life of the mother, those kind of arguments. Like, I don't think anybody disagrees with that. Hey, cool. Let it be 77. I think everybody agrees on that, those kinds of things. I just think it's just so overplayed. The states are voting on it, and they're still, it's going to pass everywhere, and you'll get to have your own rights, etc. Yeah, well, I think they should allow that, Russian blue, but that's just until they're voted in. So you just got to have the votes, and then they'll be voted in there. Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, I think there's a segment of population that, at a certain point, cares about the life that's being terminated, right? Because one of the things I always think about is the guy never gets to be part of that decision. Like they're not originally when they had sex, sure, right? But once the pregnancy happens, they don't get to say, "Hey, I want that child," and the woman goes, "I don't want it." But why doesn't he get to, like, it's half his? I know it's not his body, but, the baby's half his, right? So then there's this weirdness that goes on. A lot of inequities everywhere. I wish people would think more about things instead of just having the answer that they've always been told, so we just answer it that way. It's the same way in these true crime shit. You get these people, they tell you something, and then you keep seeing it repeated over and over and over and over and over and over again, and they didn't think through it themselves, and it's just something they're saying. Right, but then you'd have to, but that's true, Kim, but what if, so that means you're saying that he should be able to force her to have the child because it's half his, right? If the male wants it, then he should have it? You mean like have the birth? That's just stupid. Yeah. Okay, but that's not ever going to pass. You think that you should be able to force somebody to have a baby because the guy wants it? I don't know about that. I think that would be too much. It's not really, I'm not a woman though, so. But I think guys should be able to have a comments in the process, right? Because it's half their baby. It's one of those topics, though, that everybody gets angry about. It's like, how come? Why don't you just have a conversation with people about it? Yeah, I don't think you should be able to force somebody to have a baby because the guy wants it. Well, it's interesting, though, because, the woman gets to decide to have the baby, and then he's forced to pay child support once, like they don't even like each other, but she gets pregnant, and then he has to pay child support for the rest of his life, or for 18 years. And she got to make that decision for all of that. So maybe someday they can have something that allows for, we've talked about it, where it sort of evens it out, where the guy can say, hey, I don't want any rights to this child at all. This is, accidental situation. And then he signs a paper, and if she wants this, and she signs it, and then she has sole custody, all the rights, and has full financial responsibility. Because the guy had no choice in that portion of that. And that's one of the things that causes a lot of actual deaths and murders out there, because some of these guys feel like they're pinned in on somebody they don't even really care about. And then you go, well, you should have thought of that before. Well, okay, I'm just telling you, if you want an out so this shit doesn't happen, I can't tell you how many cases we've done where a homicide occurs because of that issue. Ah, jeez. Here we go, Russian Blue. All right, anyways, I'm going to get out of here. Thanks, everybody, for being here. Appreciate you guys. We'll see you guys later. And, as I always say, until next time, be safe out there. No, he didn't, Janine, he didn't have a choice. Not after she was pregnant. And that's what I'm talking about. After pregnancy, he has no choices anymore. 0. All right, see you guys later. How do we make that part fair? Yeah, I've been doing this true crime thing for quite a while now. And during this whole time, I have not seen one person that is a crime dissector.
He could have worn a condom, everybody.
Human lie detector. Gonna get
Here it comes, here it
on a
comes.
stretcher if you try and play me like an old projector. Crime sector is my
Happy
nectar.
Thanksgiving,
Professor
everybody.
Radio's gonna give another lecture.
Crime collector, freak connector, and I'm always gonna be a punk protector.
Deflector, interceptor.
And I'm meaner than a spectre with a vector.
On his pector with a spectre. Just
Touch
remember
to you,
I'm a
Strawberry
typical
Rain.
injector. I have
No agenda, I'm a pretender.
and I'll
I
serve
serve
it to you straight without the blender.
And in the end, I'm gonna send you on a mission to reveal the true offender.
Yeah,
The hell
let's
was
get
that,
right back
Mary
to
Lou?
work. All right, everybody. Talk to you.
What was that? Yeah. Yeah, that's right. The guy could have worn a condom. My argument is take that part of the equation out. So it's after conception. How do we make it fair for both sides? Think about that for your homework, everybody. And let me know tomorrow what you come up with, okay? Thank you very much. Gray, you're not supposed to talk about that. Religion and what's the other one? And politics. So we just nailed 2 of them. What's the other one we haven't done yet? Religion. Let's see. Should have thrown them all out at the same time. Just kidding. Leave a message in the comments. Yes, everybody, leave a message in the comments, but nothing about what we were just talking about, okay? Just about the cases and thoughts. Yeah. Right, well, that's how it should be, because I think a lot of the women out there, there's some women, forget it, Russian. We've had these conversations. It never turns out well. Boz B's throwing me in prison. Look at that. Did you already take off? Wait, what was that? I forgot how to say that name. It's too long. Was it? Jeez. Where did she go? I guess it's already off the screen. Oh yeah. Janudi. So all right, you can answer that one for me. You called in. That was a good call, by the way. That was fun, interesting. Feel like we're on the right track in what happened. Maybe there's something related to that. Yeah, I understand people not having. I understand people having a different opinion on what I was just talking about. Yeah, it just seems like it's just so, having, like, at the DNC, the abortion clinic and free vasectomies, it just seems so, crass or something. I don't even know what the hell to call it. It's just like, you're not even thinking about anything. It's weird. It's just sort of like this total black and white, yeah. It's weird shit, really. But, let's see. But anyways, have a great Thanksgiving, everybody. I'm still just staring at the chat for some reason. Why not Russian Blue? What other subject is there? It just came up for some random reason. I don't know why. Somebody said something, and I like my mashed potatoes on the fork. Let's see. Happy, blessed Thanksgiving. I think it's a weird thing to vote on, though. Like, if that's your main issue, it's strange, you know. Hallucinogenic recipe. Happy Thanksgiving. Because we're going to bed, right? Yeah, what does that mean? Like, why are we ending on this topic? I don't know. It just was the topic we were talking about. Do we need to talk about rainbows and unicorns for a second? Do we end the show watching the waves on the ocean on your video? Oh yeah, we could do that. You want to do that? Another drone flyby? That's always good to do. You want to do it? The one from, it's 20 minutes long. It'll make everybody feel better. All right? You guys are good with that? If you haven't seen it, we'll do it right now. All right, hold on. Let me get it open here. Yeah, I can just sit there and watch it because it's so peaceful. All right, here we go. Move it over. I took this using my drone and goggles. I sat on a chair and flew around like I was a bird. Follow some seagulls sometimes. That's such a crazy way to... I mean, look how beautiful that is. Unbelievable. Some of this right here. I mean, how pretty is that? I mean, that's just crazy, right? Hey, thanks, Leslie McGuire. Or Liesel? Is it Liesel or Leslie? Yeah, probably Liesel, right? Well, thank you. That was a nice thing to say. Jeez. Maybe a few people think that. Some people always end up hating me because I say stuff they don't like. Look at that, though, huh? Each frame is a photograph. Oh, cool. The second one, Liesel, right? Look at that shot. That could be a painting right there. Look at that. There goes blue up in the sky. I was thinking about that earlier. I think you sounded heated. Oh, wow. Thanks, Nikki Zoops. Hey, there was a big taco dancing on the ocean. Isn't that amazing right there? I have it at about 70% speed, so it's a little slower. It's kind of interesting watching the waves. Thanks, Nikki Zoops. Oh, well, you don't offend anybody. Polyrhythm. Sorry if I offended anybody. That's just one of those topics I wish people would spend more time thinking about instead of just, this is what I've always been told. Yeah, this is in Waldport, W-A-L-D, Port, Oregon. I just went there in October. With all of we do this thing every year called the Beach Fest with a bunch of friends, and I'm sitting on a red chair it was warm outside, sitting on a red chair on a porch wearing these VR goggles, and it's just so amazing. It feels like you're a bird flying in the sky, you know. Like your eyes are this whole thing you're seeing right now is in your eyes. And you're just flying around. I think I went a mile out into the ocean here. I mean, look at that. Isn't that incredible? Jesus. And people shouldn't get offended so easily when it's just talking about stuff, you know? Like, you never know. Maybe you could convince me of something. I don't know. I know. I wish there was, like, I just happened to, this next summer I'll probably do it more. That's right, Georgina. Look at that, you're just way out there. Flying. It's a mile away from the shore at this point. Oh yeah, where do you live? Let it be. Yeah, it's cool because normally the eye of a drone stays parallel to the ground, but when you're doing this drone goggle thing, it actually makes an angled screen. So it's kind of interesting. It's different. It flies differently than when you're normally flying the drone. Hey, there's another seagull. Mavic Mini 4 with the DJI Goggles 2 and the handheld controller. So you hold onto a controller and it's like a joystick and you're just moving it. You just keep your arms steady and you just rotate your wrists around. It's really amazing. It was cool to have it all in one flight too. I don't know, 25, 30 minutes. But you get like, I have 5 batteries, so. Okay, I'm just going right in on the waves. It's crazy. Look at that. And you watch this big great white shark jumps out and grabs the... That's probably like $1,200 or something to buy all that. Maybe 14. The Mavic Mini 4. Mavic Mini 4 is what I have. Then DJI Goggles 2. And then they have there's a controller that you get with the goggles. I think you have to buy it separately though. I have the Mavic Mini 4 Pro. See right there. DJI Mini 4 Pro. That's the Fly More package. I hope Januti didn't dislike me. Because she made a comment and she left. I didn't see her after that. Are you still out there, Januti? Do that on those though. It'd be good anywhere, lakes, streams. This house right here is where I am. I'm right there in that one of those red chairs right there. See that? You'll see me sitting there in a second. We had like 18 guys in this whole huge house thing here, whatever, this whole thing. It's crazy. But look at him right there, right in this chair, right there. See that? Right there, look. Ah, you can't see it. Maybe in a minute. Ah, there I am, right there, look. Bottom left-hand corner. Sure they do. Yeah, Oregon coast. I think the house was built for doing stuff like that with multiple people. Kind of a lawyer are you? I don't remember. Well, I remember the videos that they played for the old people that were being eaten, Patty. But Soylent Green. Oh, well, cool, Liesel. Very cool. Very good. Very good. That's a hard law school to get into. I think it's a private college, isn't it? know what I liked about those beaches? Nobody's there. There's not like 100 people walking around. Hardly anybody. Sunnybrook. I always thought that was like a bird right there, but it's not. There you go, everybody. There you go. Yeah, that only got 663 views. Isn't that ridiculous? But anyways, hope you guys like that. Sorry for the political interlude in there for a minute, but not really. I think those things are important. You know, I think a lot of people have been sold a lot of bill of goods over the years and need to start thinking through things a little bit. But anyways, yeah, the way you fly, the way that thing flies is it turns like you're in a cockpit. A normal drone, even if you turn, it keeps the, I mean, it's the same drone, but when you're flying with the controller, it actually keeps the camera level to the ground at all times. So you don't get that angle. I kind of like getting the angle in there, you know? So like you feel like you're in a plane flying around. So it's pretty cool. But anyways, leave a comment in the comment section, everybody. Thanks for being here. And as I always say, until next time, be safe out there.